you
We don't do
unnecessarily.
intros on
We don't do
No
intros
Tennis.
on this
No.
one, right? Yeah. Why am I doing this?
What are you doing?
I'm just gonna jump into it.
Hang on now. Before we disclose our secret here of our Texas 2K plan, are we sure we don't want to just book it real quick before somebody else goes on?
Ooh.
I know that's what I was saying. Is like, do we
Snipes
really
it?
want to disclose our whole Texas 2K plan?
I'm cool with it.
It's
If we
fine.
book it this second, I got.
Well,
I'll give
here's
you
the-
money right now.
Here's the other thing I thought. Well, I don't think I gotta do anything.
What's
to
your
it.
You wanna
mileage
back
limit?
the mic up away a little
Unlimited.
bit, by the
No
way.
way.
Like you're screaming
Oh,
into there right
boy.
now.
Yep. So the other night when they were driving back from Texas, they called me for entertainment, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna take your Denali down." I was like, "Well, actually."
To be fair, he did offer. That's
did
why we
offer.
thought that was what was happening.
yep,
We
I
didn't
did.
know
Yeah,
plans changed.
that's fair.
I did offer, however, in the last, it's been going on for a while, but the 24 and up GMCs are getting stolen like crazy, just like Hellcats and everything else in Dallas right now. So I was like, yeah, I don't know how I feel about having this brand new truck stolen and
Oof.
dealing with all that shit.
Yeah.
So I could tell that they were both like, oh fuck, what are we gonna do now? And then we were tossing around different ideas, looking at flights. Now this is still on the same phone conversation, but we're considering flights. But Harris doesn't want to fly on a cheap airline, so
I'm not a cheap airline. I've done that. Like I've done that enough times. But like I just don't want to fly. Period. Right now, everything's falling out of the sky.
that's fair.
Like,
Facts.
and even then, like just when I came to peace with my maker, right? We're sitting there eating breakfast the other day on our way to where are we going? Texas to Austin, and we're sitting there eating breakfast in the airport, and this plane in front of us cold starts like 3 or 4 times, and every single time the puff of smoke just keeps getting bigger, and I'm just like, you know what?
That just means it's getting warmed up.
Yeah, they kept parking it.
The best price. Hang on now.
Yeah, we need to, nobody's gonna know what we're doing. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter. Even if they are, they're what we're doing is dumb. If they want to be dumb, they can be dumb.
Yeah, they can be dumb.
Here's the other thing I thought. Like, we don't necessarily have to pick this thing up here either. We could rent one out of Des Moines,
Yeah.
drive
we
4
could go-
hours, and do it that way too. You know what
That
I
would
mean?
be totally fine as well. So
Okay, but is there none of them on Enterprise or something like that?
I
you'll
don't know,
pay out the
maybe.
ass, and there'll
Yeah.
probably be a mileage limit, which
No, there isn't though. I literally rented through Enterprise, and I had
Really?
unlimited miles. It cost me $600 for 4 days.
Yeah,
Unlimited miles.
I mean,
not all of them.
Find
are.
a Tesla
Yeah.
Model X on Enterprise. There has to be one.
so after we had decided that flights weren't going to be an option, I was just looking around on Turo and threw out the idea that we rent a car up here and drive it down. And I told them, I said, don't call me an idiot, but how do you feel about doing a road trip across the country with an electric vehicle? And they both sounded semi-intrigued. So this Rivian we could get
I
for
I was
six-
against it at first, by the way.
I was under duress.
I was under duress. By the way, real quick, for anybody in the stream, if you can just comment how the audio is, that'd be sweet. But anyways, back to your story.
Oh, people are actually watching us.
Allegedly. What's our corporate account number? Do I have one yet?
Yeah, it's 6969.
But anyways, you had us
Yeah.
under duress.
So we're just kind of scrambling, trying to figure out what options actually look like. And
0 available.
the more we talked about this Rivian, the more it made sense. And when we went to go explore other options like Teslas or like anything else, like nothing else made sense like the Rivian did. Just because, like, yes, it would add time to our trip, just having to make stops and just the inconvenience of planning the trip around your mileage range. But we added 2 days, or we're going to add 2 days to our trip just to count in for the extra time traveling, which it really
Right.
won't be that much extra.
It really
Probably
wasn't that bad.
an extra 6 to 8 hours total in travel time, which really is not the end of the world.
Thanks, Cole.
But yeah, as of right now, the game plan is to leave.
Nothing for electric cars. Have you found anything?
Yeah, I'm on Turo out of Des Moines now. I got way more options. We can go
Damn.
Mach-E.
Just get
Oh, hang
unlimited miles?
on now.
Mach-E, hold on. I honestly still think like a Model X would be pretty legit too, though.
Well, what's wrong with this? It ain't much different.
Oh, $60 a day? Well,
Yeah.
do you have a filter for unlimited miles?
I can do that.
There's got to be a filter, right?
All filters.
Dude, you're so much faster at this episode. This is such a great upgrade.
Dan's
Yeah.
been practicing his computer skills.
Well, I got a real computer now.
Yeah.
But now we're gonna drill one of those things into the side of the chair, so like you like get the keyboard over here.
Yep.
Well, you mean we're not gonna put on 100 miles a day? Let's crank that bitch up.
500 miles
One
a
result.
day.
Oh, one Model X. How much is it though?
I mean, technically, it doesn't even need to be this.
So if we have it for 6 days, we need 2,000 miles.
Roughly.
Well, probably 2,400 miles.
So
I'm gonna
400
leave
miles
it.
a day.
I'm gonna leave it at 5.
Yeah. Well, it's
Yeah, it didn't really change anything.
Anywho,
One result.
How much
Ready?
is it?
111 a day.
Hey,
That's
here
pretty
it is.
legit.
Here it
So
is. I just think they have a better charging gig, right?
They would be, yeah.
Well, you don't need an adapter or anything. Like the Rivian,
Yeah.
the lady needs to have an
No,
adapter
well-
for us.
No.
No?
Same with the
there's-
Mach-E.
First of all, I already found this website. I forgot what it was, but I sent you guys
Yep.
a link. It tells you there's so many other chargers other than Tesla chargers, and it gave you every charger and guesstimation on price, the time it would take, and all that shit. So
What was
I
that
think-
website called again? Do you remember?
Okay.
abetterroute.com.
Here's a wild idea.
Oh, you're full
Here we go.
What is Tesla's return policy?
Are you saying?
Oh my god.
Are you saying Tesla?
Tesla? I don't know.
Tesla.
Hey, I'm from
Sorry.
Wisconsin.
That's
I
even
barely
funnier,
know.
by the way. No, what is the return policy? Like, oh,
Is
hey,
it- do
we
they
had
have
a
like a
test trial for
7-day
5 days.
guarantee?
We fucking hate it.
Well, what about CarMax? Does CarMax have like a 7-day guarantee? Or
Dude, you might be
they
onto
do.
something. Because, yeah, what...
Good
Dude,
thing we're
I'm
not
sure
Oh.
they've got a mileage term.
I'm sure they do, but what if they don't? We're going to be the reasons they have
or
one.
if it's 3,000 miles or something stupid like
Yeah.
that.
Well,
So-
Carvana, too, don't they?
If it's
Maybe.
2,000 miles, you just might have
Carvana
to tow
has
it
test
part of the
drives.
way.
Well, do we have AAA? Because AAA you have a couple hundred miles in tows.
Come
for
in at
free.
1,999
Hang on
miles.
now, what if we just get AAA and get a tow, but don't tow a vehicle, and we go across the country using AAA tows?
Okay, all right. This is on Dan's car wash type of thing.
What?
Fucking Carvana. Vehicles may be driven 400 miles in the 7-day
Aw.
delivery period.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You will be charged $1 per mile for
Anyway,
each
can we
additional
just
mile.
try and not Walmart this trip? Like, come on now.
What do you mean?
Like, you know, people at Walmart, they'll like buy tables and chairs and have a wedding and then return everything.
Oh, I mean, yeah.
Can you buy these at Walmart?
Yeah, so what's Tesla's return policy? Do they have one? Because if they don't, maybe I'll go buy like a Model X Plaid. Then we can cruise across the country. We could still go out to the street races and race
You
people.
know, there's a lot of like setup, and then if you want the fast charging, that's extra. If you want the,
yeah, get that shit all refunded.
you think so?
Well, hold on. Okay, so...
You'd be like, this thing's a piece of shit. It smells like gas.
Oh my god.
Okay, so several products are not eligible for return, including accessories, items without original packaging, incomplete kits, cyber whistles. The fuck's
What's
a
that?
cyber whistle? Look this
Google.
up, please.
All right.
While I figure out the rest of this.
Cyber whistle.
Maybe it's just me, but I know a Tesla would be pretty like convenient as far as like using their charging network. But I feel like the Rivians are so much
Okay,
cooler.
you know what? I'm getting a Chevy Volt. Fuck you, Caleb.
Ooh.
what?
Cyber whistle.
Get one for $60 off eBay.
You want to pull it up on YouTube?
It's just a whistle. It's a Cybertruck whistle.
Oh my gosh.
What,
I
you
can't
need
believe
to
they
know
had
what
to
it sounds
specifically
like now?
list that.
Yeah, let's. We gotta hear that.
Oh, I hate this thing's defaulted to Yahoo. Those fucking Yahoos.
Cyber whistle. Okay, what is it? What is inside?
Here we go. This guy's obviously blown.
Oh,
it.
this. Yeah, this.
Oh, but I
guy's
can't. I
spun.
don't have audio.
Oh, you don't have any at all?
I mean, I guess I can try.
Why not?
You gotta grab the remote control. It's up there.
If we can hear it a little bit off the computer,
Can we?
hit skip.
I don't know if we can.
Where's the remote control?
Up there. I'll probably the.
You know, I get up, but I'm.
This Phillips one?
Yes.
Hold on, here's
I
something.
can hear it a little bit.
Okay, where's? Oh, here we
What flavor is that?
Which one? The blue one?
Are they multiple?
Let's see what
Yeah, I mean, we got all sorts. Take whatever you want.
All right. That'd be better than what I'm That'll work.
All right. Is he gonna blow it?
Wow, it sounds like a whistle.
Dumb.
Wow.
All right.
Dumb.
All right, fine. Sign me up. I'll take one.
You can't return it.
Wait,
yeah, that's
does-
weird. So you can't return it without the whistle.
Well, you blow your spin it. Like, my dad always hated that clean as a whistle saying because he's like, that has to be like the dirtiest thing on the planet Earth is a whistle.
Well, hang on now. Before we commit to paying for any of these, does anyone listening want to donate an electric car?
I think we should
For
get
this- for
Turo
this
to
purpose?
sponsor this trip.
While you can no longer return cars to Tesla, you can still return accessories. Okay.
Well, how about pre-owned vehicles?
Uh-huh.
Do you think there's any, if it's like, do you think new and pre-owned have different policies?
All right. Tell you what. Somebody get Jacob Stevenson from Drivify on the phone.
Yes.
Sponsor this trip, and I will put your flaming sticker on the side of it for 2,000 miles. Let's make it happen.
And trackside at Texas 2K. Because we're going to be right in the thick of
true.
everything.
Yeah, because we're literally going to buy the trackside.
Set up right
Camping.
next to UGR.
Yeah. So we get to keep
Right next to UGR might be a bold claim. Next to their jets.
Yeah.
Why don't we get something that we can have Calvo or somebody build for us real quick, and then we go. Yeah. We rent it from Turo and return it with 2,000 horsepower.
This year probably not an option, but maybe next year it'd be fucking hilarious to do something Cletus style, where we each bought a car, had to drive it to Texas 2K, and then raced it at Texas 2K, and then drove it back.
I'm not sure they'll let us on the track. It's in here thawing out.
Well,
That's why
we'd
it's
have
doing that.
to race in something
Well,
like the
hold on
heavyweight
now.
class, or there's also that other track, Yellow Valley
Dude,
Raceway.
it doesn't have to be a track.
Yeah.
We can go street racing.
Oh.
We
I'll
each,
bring some
If-
cones.
If they get impounded, just fucking leave.
okay,
Yeah, sorry,
let's
done with
pretend
that
we're
one.
actually gonna do this because technically, I get some money next week. You want three of us to each buy a car for $1,000 or something and see what
Well,
happens?
It has to make it to Texas, and
Then I
if we're gonna go there to like race them, I feel like
Okay, you get $1,000 to either spend on the budget or get a Pro Charger.
no. I feel like $10,000 for a vehicle
Yeah, this
be-
might be a next year thing.
would be like semi-reasonable.
Yeah.
A $10,000 vehicle, road trip it from Minnesota to Texas.
I just bought a $3,500 Navigator. I'll just use that.
Yeah, for real. 340,000 miles on that thing is
Yeah.
I
ridiculous.
feel like the loser has to pay for everyone else's fuel.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Yep.
Well, that's not fair. I'm gonna probably just get a fucking Mark V GTI that gets 1,000,000 miles to the
Oh,
gallon.
that's true. You can pick those things up for like nothing.
Yeah, Mark V's especially. I think my buddy Kelly sold his for like sub 5.
Oh.
Here, what's a Mark V? That's
Man,
gotta
I'm
be
gonna
like
find
2000.
myself an LS swap Fox body.
Yeah.
Sure, you can get any LS.
I'm
Yeah.
just gonna take my town car and I'll be comfortable.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, check this out. Okay, here's my rental rocket. Oh, dude, 2007 GTI for 1,100. Okay, timing belt snapped and possibly locked engine, but nonetheless,
You could
That is
tow it
a
across the
perfect
finish
opportunity
line.
for Ratified to sponsor the build.
that'd be hilarious. Yeah, we each have to find a shop to sponsor the build. That'd be hysterical.
Aaron Miller, you? No, I'm just kidding.
You gotta wonder though, like, okay, of all the big shops, like let's talk UGR, Nth Moto, Calvo, let's throw in Sheepy, Sissio. What is like the cheapest, most piece of shit car they've ever worked on, right? Like one of those guys has to have worked on a Jetta.
Well, Sheepy started with.
Evos, right?
Well,
Or
no, he
Civics.
started with
Hondas.
Hondas, yeah.
Yeah.
There was a Honda in the corner of Calvo's shop.
Was
Did you
it?
see that one?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah,
thought
yeah, I
Calvo
saw
did
that
some of the Honda stuff too. I feel like all of them started with Honda stuff.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say, yeah.
Well, I feel like if you're in your like close to your 40s or older, that's probably what you started with.
Yeah, that's
Not
fair.
me.
Or carbureted stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's some shops out there that have worked on the same thing like all the way through, but I feel like a lot of these guys have kind of slowly upgraded their
That's
client
true.
list.
You either get really good at what you work on or you evolve, it seems, to something else. Like you saw Rat's post, right? Like what platform should they work on next?
Right.
I put EcoBoost. If you can't just slide it in, get it to fit right, or it bends a little bit funny, it's time to get some proper mandrel bends. Whether you are a weekend warrior or a shop owner, Hayes Performance has what you need to get your charge piping or exhaust dialed. From flex couplers to T-bolt clamps, if you want to lay down some pipe, go to HayesPerf.com and use Minnoxide 5 to get 5% off any Hayes Performance products. That's HAZEPERF.com. Let's get back to the show.
What can you do to EcoBoost? Is there
You make
like
them fast as fuck, boy.
Yeah.
what's
So
considered fast as
last
fuck?
one. So Casey Whitmer, when I talked to him about tuning my orange car, he had an EcoBoost F-150 that was 500 or 600 wheel.
Okay.
So, I mean, you can That was a 3.5,
Yep.
but I know the 2.3s you can still get pretty good power out of them.
According to someone listening, Brett Bazil has a perfect Ford Focus for this trip.
Brett's my boy. He's
Oh.
he's going to Texas 2K this year with us. Well, not with us, but he'll be down there the same time we are.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay, so back to this Rivian thing. I mean, are we pretty locked in on this? I think so.
I think so.
Yeah.
We're
I'm
doing some sort of electric vehicle. We're doing
I-
this.
You think
Honestly,
so?
I'm 100% in on the Rivian. I think that thing is fucking sweet.
Okay, but can we look at like pull up like a Tiguan or something? Because you're gonna spend less on gas with that than you are on electricity for the Rivian.
Yeah, I agree. Well, we saw that I did hybrids, and a bunch of them come up. Too.
What does he have to
But
be a
what's the
hybrid?
mileage limit though on some of those? Like,
You can get
we
lots of
find-
unlimiteds.
Can we
Yeah.
find some unlimiteds though? But
Yeah.
at the same time, what are we? I mean, the trip is already not going to be that expensive. So, do we really want to give up like having like a sweet?
Oh, Rivian's
100
number one pick right now. Like
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
first round draft. Like
Like, I mean, what's a new Rivian cost? 85 to 100 grand, right? Roughly.
which by the way, we're gonna be going down with
Sure.
a 1,000 horsepower SUV basically.
Yeah. I
Well,
feel like that'd
it's
be
like 900.
I feel like that'd be fucking sweet though, because
Yeah.
when we're going to be cruising around in the streets, and at some point we're going to run into somebody that's going to want to screw around with us.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be fun to just like catch somebody off guard? Like, people suspect Teslas now because of the Plaid, but who would think, a Rivian would pull up next to you and maybe fucking give you the business to 100 miles an hour or something like that?
It is. It's like 900 horsepower and 1,200 foot-pounds of torque. That's more than my Super Duty.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm
Right?
100% in. And the other thing too, we are going to be driving 20 hours
Yeah.
there, 20 hours back. Do we really want
Ooh.
to do that in like a piece of shit economy car?
Well, hold on.
Well,
now.
it wouldn't be 20 hours if we did something that
Yeah.
wasn't, it'd either be an X or a Rivian.
Yep.
Yeah,
or
but you could
So
also
we'd
do
still
some-
have 14 or 15 hours into cruising down there.
Right.
Okay, but you can get something like a BMW X7 or let's say a Wagoneer for like 900 for a whole week. A Wagoneer would be bitchin', dude, and it's also just half a second slower than an Escalade V.
Yeah.
We'll be doing digs the whole time. Oh, we get JB4 tune on it while we're down there. Pick up an extra 150 horsepower.
That's what I'm saying. I think it'd be really funny to rent something from Turo and bring it back with twice the horsepower.
By the way, did you see
Just
my...
give it back to the owner. Here you go.
Have fun.
By the way, you
Good
need to
luck.
put premium in it.
And your warranty's expired.
only.
Yeah.
So a lot of those guys, they want their warranty to work because they're renting cars out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, when did you get this tuned? I don't know. Did you see our Cobb photo on Facebook? So we went to Cobb for this podcast.
Oh, where you pulled up the rental inside?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
pulled up the rental inside. They plugged in for R&D. They were just checking it out.
They
Like,
just
what-
needed the strategy off of it because they have a bunch of different ones, so they like to have a bunch on file.
Yep.
And they did not have that one yet, so
Oh.
Yeah. I got a pair of Yukon Denali's. You can travel in style.
Who said that?
Somebody in Paul Stevens.
Yeah, fuck.
yeah. Or they.
Well, then we have no shortage of cars either,
Yeah.
though. Like, if you guys all want to cram into the back of my Golf,
Oh my
yeah,
god.
and the town car is always an option too.
Yeah.
what happened to your other 20 that we have available?
What?
Can't you want to take the truck?
My truck?
Yeah.
Well, the fuel on the way down there kind of sucked
Yeah.
too. And
We're
that thing
not
rides
towing
like,
anything. Why not the town car?
and that thing kind of sucked to ride in.
Actually, to be fair, the town car would be great. We'd probably
Actually, if
I
I'm
just
not,
remember going through Kansas, my fucking head bounced out the glass for like 4 hours straight.
it's even worse if it's not towing. Like if I don't have the plow on or I don't have a trailer
yeah.
on, them springs are like, it's horrible.
real Jim Carrey like.
yeah.
You remember that movie, right? Like when Ace and Ventura's.
Yeah,
in
you
the-
just bounce all over the place. He's on a smooth road. That's so good.
Oh man. No, I mean there's a lot of options here. You can go cheaper. Like you can get a full size luxury SUV. Like again, Range Rover X7 for
Fuck,
$787.
we wouldn't even make it out of Minnesota at the Range Rover before.
Yeah, the Range Rover would be kind of fucked. But Audi Q5, that's a little tiny for my liking. Ooh, Cadillac XT4. I do like that thing. I know Dan's gonna yak, but that's actually I think it's a good looking SUV
Yeah.
for a hybrid. I'm pretty sure it's a hybrid.
I don't know. Now I'm horned up over the idea of being able to race people with a fucking
In a
electric
Rivian.
truck down there.
Yeah.
I will risk my driving record. Don't you guys worry.
Yeah, well, what about my Turo rental record?
Oh yeah.
Dan
Zero-
does have 5
'cause let's
stars.
face it, you babies aren't gonna rent anything and get a good deal.
Yeah, you're not wrong there.
Yeah. You need an old lame guy like me to do that.
Buy a Lambo Dad's Rolls Royce limo. Again, we have to get down there. Oh yeah, he bought that thing back, didn't he?
Yeah. Well, I don't know that he ever sold it. Really?
Remember, I think he sold it to. Was he? Did he sell it or buy it from Strad?
He bought it
Bought
from
it from
Strad.
Strad.
He has not been able to sell it.
I thought he sold it to somebody for a short period and then bought it back. I'm like,
No.
I don't think so.
I don't think he sold it.
Do you have unlimited miles?
See, look at this. This
up
is
there?
$362 total for RAV4 hybrid.
is that the same one that you?
Those are so
ruined
small,
their
though.
driving record yesterday.
It might have. Then there's our number one pick.
So it's
far.
$621, and that's our correct dates.
Yes, but
Oh.
it actually ended up being like 700 and some with.
Yeah, yeah.
fees
That's
and-
still minor.
I'm cool
Yeah.
with that.
Yeah. I mean,
Oh,
really,
Toyota
what,
Sienna
yeah.
would be bitching.
the opportunity cost there of that $140 between the minivan and the Rivian, like, come on. I will cover that.
I'm telling you, man. Somebody get Jacob Stevenson to call me right now. We're taking that Cybertruck down.
Oh man.
I still have my filter on. This says this is available.
Oh, hang on.
It's
Yeah,
all
click
pretty
on it.
expensive,
Is it unlimited miles?
though. I have the 500
It's not
miles
in
a day.
unlimited miles.
It is.
Scroll
No.
down.
Okay.
They
Where-
list it right on the main
Scroll down a
screen.
little bit.
Hold on, keep going.
A little more. 1,800 miles
Distance included, 1,800.
Fuck. Well, what? 41 cents an extra mile. So
That's
it would
not
be,
bad either.
It would be. We'll have another 200.
We'll have
What do you mean?
Right, another
That's
600.
$50 for 200 miles.
That's if we
Another
drive it
600
down
miles.
and park it, and then fire it up when we come back.
So probably another 600 miles on top of that. So
300 bucks.
Yeah, $300.
Okay, but I'll get another rental for down there.
Oh
Or we
my
get
God.
hey,
I'm not
tow to
renting
town
from
card.
this guy anyway. Look at this douche.
He's probably watching
All
right,
right,
now.
so, okay. Okay.
Sorry, John.
If you're
actually,
if
hold
you're
on.
watching, give us
He's
those
like
extra
actively
600
taking
miles.
it down.
Oh, Turo hates to see us coming.
Oh, no.
Texas Motorplex from here, which is where we would probably whatever.
Yeah.
994 miles.
Yeah, so 2,000.
So let's
miles.
say we add an extra 400 miles while we're down there.
Yep.
That's
2,400
600
miles,
Over.
2,500 miles to be safe.
but anyways, you're looking at like a $80 upcharge. I'll take it.
For a Cybertruck over the Rivian. Well, hang on, is that Cybertruck? Is it a Cyber Beast, or is it one of the ones like the dual motor or whatever?
Shut the fuck up. I was hoping this would be the first episode I'd have to post unedited.
What, we're not allowed to say Jesus on here?
Intimidating on the outside.
When I see a Cybertruck, I don't think intimidating.
No.
With
600
rear steering, you get handling of a sports
Oh,
car. Yeah, right.
so like,
Oh, boy.
it's not the Cyber Beast. It's
God
only
forbid.
600.
So my dad's AMG GTR has rear wheel steering. This is in the same fucking league, apparently.
It is. Yeah.
I was shocked at the turning radius of that Navigator I picked up in Kansas City.
All right. So,
So
anyways,
wait, can these crab walk too, like the Hummers? or
no,
no?
that's
oh.
exclusively a Hummer thing.
Oh.
Everyone has
Or
their
every
own thing.
truck that leaves SEMA.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see what
What's
else
an
we
alignment?
Oh, let's all four of us cram in this.
Cram into a BRZ.
Yeah.
I'll catch you guys down at the track. Catch a flight.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, I don't know.
Again, I feel like
I think the Rivian's still the move.
it is really just proving time and time again that it is the move.
Yeah, that would be fun. As long as you can handle the charging.
Yeah, even
Alex,
Cole
can we
just
borrow
said
your
41
truck?
cents a mile for 600 miles is $246.
What
Like,
if
I
we
can live
bring
with
it back with a Whipple on it?
So
Yes.
Yeah.
we'd be
Then you can borrow it.
Yeah.
And you
We'd
can
be
get
a
a
little-
Whipple sponsored. I'm down.
we'd be a little over 1,000 into the Cybertruck for the week then. Probably like
Are these
1,100
fast?
for the week. No.
F pace. Fuck no. Anything Jaguar's done in the last like 4 years has been nothing but just a colossal failure.
Wait, did you guys see their rebrand?
Yeah.
All right.
The rebrand's rough.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't hate it as much as I did. Like the whole pink thing was so extra, right?
It's
Like,
really goofy.
it looked way better with like racing green. But even then, it's like we're different.
Oh, look at that F1.
Yeah, I just don't know how well that's gonna work out for them,
No, they're gonna be cooked more than Stellantis
What's up with
was
that
the last
Model Y?
5 years.
right?
Do we want to why though?
I mean,
It's not bad interior wise, but the short guys are gonna sit in the back. So basically, Caleb and your daughter. No, Y's. My buddy Edis has one of those. They're not bad.
Is there a way to
Terry has one too. I drove his had a dual motor. They're pretty quick still.
But does it have to be a plaid, or can it just be one with ludicrous mode?
well,
What is
any
the
dual
difference
motor
between
will still.
ludicrous and plaid?
Well, okay, so
Ludicrous is like
plaid.
an old. So Ludicrous is just like a setting inside of it.
Yeah.
But like it was P1. First, it was like P90D that was fast. Then it was P100D, and then it was the dual motor. So anything.
You're getting it wrong. They rebranded the P100D as plaid.
Yeah, was it?
Oh.
Because there was a period of time where the only models offered were the extended range or the long range, and then the dual motor, and then the plaid came out like a year or two later.
Well, they also early on. Did they have a 60D as well? I know they had a
Yeah.
75D. So
Yep.
they did everything by Ds at first. But yeah, I think plaids are the only one that have ludicrous mode.
No, because well, maybe actually. I thought the old Teslas, that was what you put
Okay,
it
look
in.
at that Honda
Yeah, that's
Pilot.
what I
though.
think
that
too.
thing's a
Yeah.
big bitch.
Where?
The red Honda Pilot right there.
Oh yeah.
Is there anybody renting out Durango Hellcats? It
Well,
might get stolen, but
Nah, well,
that's what rental insurance is for.
Oh,
it'll be at the
no.
track. It'll
Hey.
be fine.
This isn't bad.
I'm not opposed.
This is a 3.0 EcoBoost. These things scoot.
Is that similar to what Day had?
I think it's a
Yes,
2.7.
that's
Wouldn't that be a
exact-
2.7?
This is exactly. No, they're 3.0s, and the Lincolns get 3.0s.
This is
Pretty
a
sure.
nice interior. Dude, people give Lincoln like shit for being an old person thing. I think they've really rebranded well.
Cadillac does the same thing. Ooh, it has the Copilot 360. Is that like that's like the Blue Cruise, right? Are you looking it up?
Yeah.
Okay, I've been proven wrong. My buddy's 2020 Model Y has ludicrous mode. So we
Yeah,
go back to me just saying
2 liter or
shit on here.
2.7. I don't think they didn't put the 3 liter in anything
I don't like this
until
live fact checking. I usually like
The
to say what I
Aviator?
want as
Twitter
facts.
community knows.
the Aviator has the 3
Oh,
liter.
this is the Nautilus. That's what I
Yeah.
was thinking.
Yeah.
It was the Aviator.
Yeah. I was gonna say I literally look at the Oasises for
I
these
bet.
every
if
single
anybody
day.
should know, it should be you, right?
Yeah. I was gonna say there's no way I'm wrong on this.
This is hilarious. Somebody posted worst flights around, but hey, the school bus of the sky still stays up.
Oh my god.
That's what I'm
Spirit.
saying. You were like talking about. I was like, I'm pretty sure it's Delta that keeps fucking it up.
Yeah, as
Okay.
soon as Delta's going down.
So
we're
now
in
from this
trouble.
interior, go to that Rivian right after.
I saw the Rivian interior. It is pretty bougie. Just keeps opening another tab.
Okay, but a Kia Soul would be bitchin'.
Silence. What are the downsides to the Rivian
hang
besides
on now.
charging?
We're not,
Yeah.
all four of us are not piling in a Corvette.
No, but we could get a pair. Anybody have a matching set?
Yeah. A little 2-for-1 special. Pick up
Here's
at
a
MSP.
25 Model 3. I will say the facelift doesn't look bad on
Yeah,
it.
the
I like
taillights
it.
look sick on them.
Yeah.
Oh, Bronco Sport? Oh, that's the little tiny
Yeah.
one, right? Yeah. ugh.
Yeah.
Would not recommend.
No. That's the. How's that 1.5? Is that?
It's actually a pretty good motor.
Is
It
it?
makes a lot of turbo noise. It's pretty fun. If you put it in reverse and just floor it, it'll flutter.
Yeah.
It's really fun.
All right. Rant unlocked. So we rented a TRD Tacoma down in Texas, or to drive down.
Harris broke it.
Yeah. I'm not a fan, man. It does. I know that Toyotas are technically cheap cars, but this thing felt really cheap. Like this thing has an MSRP of 45 or 48,000. It was the SR5 or whatever, and our infotainment immediately stopped working for the first 10 minutes when we got in there. Like it was just a white screen blinding me. And then when I returned it, the fuel gauge stopped working. So I had 5 gallons in there that I just splashed in,
Yeah, baby, look
and it
at
said
that
0
front.
the whole way. So that's pretty unnerving.
Bumper pegs
Wow.
would fit in there, too.
What do we put in here?
The infotainment in general is just
More bags.
ass because they're
More
direct
golf clubs.
competitors, Gladiator, right? Like that's the direct,
On that,
then I can
on-
bring my wheels on there.
Yeah, I
so.
suppose.
right? So it's
Or the Ranger.
or the Ranger. I haven't tried the Ranger, but like nonetheless,
Ford's
like,
doing much better these days than they have been as far as media goes.
for
and
a
like
brief period.
technology.
After checking out
This
his,
is gonna be an issue unless this picture was taken when she first listed it.
I saw that
Scorpion?
shit
Yeah.
tires.
Yeah. That's constant. I rented a Turo car that had bald tires, and I told the guy, I'm like, dude, you cannot rent it this way. And he's like, oh, I didn't even know.
Yeah,
What?
right.
How did
I'm
you
just gonna
pass
say,
this
if
way?
we get it and it looks like this, I'm just gonna tell her, hey, like, full disclosure. If something happens to this due to loss of traction, I am not liable, and I want you to sign something saying that because that's not happening.
Well, also technically, when you go through insurance, don't they also look at that too? Like,
I don't know.
They only if it's able to be documented or like depending on the cause
Or
of
we
the
can
action.
just take a bunch of pictures right before and kind of say,
Yeah.
hey, this is fucked up.
because there's not a 0% chance that we will get whacked with a blizzard on the way up or down.
No, but we are
Or-
renting an RV that we won't have power, so this intrigues me also.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Back to the death thing that I just
All right,
mentioned.
sorry.
Yeah.
Like, no, we were absolutely fucked if we, especially with tires. Like, even on all seasons, like it's already sketchy enough. And yeah, this thing's what 7,000 pounds.
Well, I feel like with it being all-wheel drive, like you can still get by with.
Yeah.
That's not all-wheel
Which-
stop.
Oh my
Yeah,
Yeah,
god.
but once we get
we're gonna be on the highway the whole
once
time.
we get south of Iowa, we're gonna be fine anyway.
No, me and Adam ran
No,
into
yeah.
Oklahoma, and we had a massive blizzard that we drove through with the TRX trailering the Viper.
My mom said Missouri was pretty rough on the way back
can
out.
be,
They
yeah.
they just got back today from Louisiana.
And let's not forget that Dallas had an ice storm, 2 years ago? Like, anything can happen. So I mean,
Yeah.
granted, ice is out. You're fucked no matter what you have.
Yeah.
But having those
That's my
tires,
excursion. All right, when did she started renting this? February of 2023. So this picture is 2 years old. So there's no way that doesn't have.
Well, let's scroll down a little bit because I'm pretty sure it said that it has brand new winter tires. See, right there, in any season snow tires ready.
yeah, but it doesn't say new.
they're ready.
They're ready. They're not on it, but they're ready. You just gotta swing back through.
Hang on, that should mean though that probably during winter season, because she rents this year round, I would assume that means winter season, winter tires are on.
Yeah, then we'll take them down to Texas and wear them down to nothing.
Oh my god.
She'll get it back and she'll be like, "Why the fuck is there 2,500 more miles on this thing?"
Oof. Well, that's
It
what
does
you get
say
for
on
unlimited mileage.
All right, Dan, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you think your wife loves you?
Ooh, it's got to be like an 8, solid 8.
So I think it would be great if she used your credit card to go to tunedbysean, SHAWN.com, to get you a Hellcat ECU for 5% off using code Minnoxide. Does that math out?
Absolutely.
I don't think we tell her about this ad until it runs, though.
I called the track today because where I want to go, it doesn't list like the length we can have. It says how wide it is. I was
Yep.
like, well, who gives a shit? All campers are the same width, basically.
Yep.
So I called and just confirmed some things. She goes, it's technically about 30. She's like, but I think we had somebody show up with a 35-footer once, and it was not a problem.
Oh, yep.
So I think I want to look in that 35.
I do
range.
like that idea. Like, that's going to be pretty sweet. Like,
And
staying
we
on
get
site.
to park. Remember how the parking was a nightmare?
Yeah.
We get to pull right in there and park right next to our camper. You can literally sit in your driver's seat and watch the cars go down the track.
Yeah, that would be sick.
Yeah.
We still, if there is like a rainstorm down there, though, we will have to venture out to the parking just to watch. people
Yeah,
get
oh,
stuck.
oh, yeah, 100%.
We should honestly take the Rivian out there and just mud bog it. In the
You should start charging people to take them out. Dude, we
All right,
can
20
make
bucks.
up the whole trip right there. That, dude, hold on. That actually could work out.
I just had a video pop up my feed, someone else's point of view of like all the cars getting stuck.
Yeah. That shit was hilarious when I was posting on TikTok, and I think I had one of the best views because we had just a compilation.
Yep. That was the funniest
sorry.
shit ever.
Right
we were
in
just
the
sitting
mic?
there.
I know, I
it was
thought of it
car after
afterwards, I was like,
car
that was
getting
dumb.
stuck in the mud. And it's Texas and it's 2K, so everyone was on like drag slicks. So it was just a mess. And then
Well,
even the
summer
cars
tires
that,
in general.
Yeah, everything was getting stuck.
I just realized you're wearing a Minnoxide hat. Thanks for repping.
Yeah.
They're out. They're not for sale anymore. This is a great spot to plug something. There's nothing to plug.
Yeah.
Did you get a chance to wash your sweatshirt, by the way, or you just pop it back on? Because that's all
I washed
did.
it. I did all my laundry today.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah. I tried AI mode on the dryer. Shrunk everything.
Yeah, you gotta be careful with that.
How does that work?
Yeah, it's like, yeah, we're sensing to see what the fuck's in here. Can we? I kind of want to move on from the rental thing. I
Yeah.
think we got
Yeah.
most of it figured. We've been talking about this for like 45 minutes. Okay, so Eric brought up a great topic, and I think we've talked about this with the last few guests we've had on.
Yeah.
I think we even talked about it with the Calvo, or with Calvo, which is dropping in 3 weeks here. Did Draggy ruin street racing?
I don't know if Draggy necessarily ruined it. It like entirely Draggy, because I would say 4 years ago, draggy was a thing, but draggy wasn't like what it is today where everyone has times. Like draggy was just kind of coming around and becoming a thing 4 years ago. And that was when street racing up here kind of started to go away because people were scared to get posted on social media losing. And I don't think draggy as a whole ruined it, but it was social media and people being afraid to have their losses posted that kind of ruined it.
So you think it's more of a social media thing in general?
Yeah.
Well, do you feel like it's a lot more like? I'm trying to think what the terminology was. Not bench riding.
Bench racing.
Bench racing. There we
Yep.
go. That was close.
Yeah.
Riding things.
Ricer
But,
Matt.
huh?
Ricer Matt.
Yeah. Because, like, I don't know, man. Like, it just seems like everybody only lines up against and they only get that one race in, and then that's it.
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
know.
and okay, so in 2019 and like 2020 out the street races, you go out, there'd be 20, 25 cars at the fast group. And yes, you knew that there were a couple cars that were just like,
Top tier.
yep, at the time that was like, made 1,000 horsepower and like, yep, you probably race them and they would put a couple cars on you, but whatever, not a big deal. Like everyone knew that those were the fast cars. Like I remember it was like Joe DeVito when he would go out, and then Sony when he would go out. Like there were guys that were just known for being really fast, but then everyone else that went out was kind of right around that 600, and if it was lighter cars, more in that 400 or 500 horsepower range, up to like 800 horsepower, and everyone was really close, within a couple cars of each other. So you could really line up next to anyone. Now some cars you knew you were probably gonna lose, but
It was for fun.
it was just, you were.
Well, that's what Dan does when we go to Power Cruise. He's like, I'm lining up against everybody. Like, whether he smokes
Yeah.
him or gets destroyed.
Yep.
Yeah, it actually does better than a lot of times I'm like, I'm gonna guarantee I'm gonna lose.
What a fun-
Sometimes I'm like, wow, what a piece of shit, and then I lose. I'm like, holy crap! Power Cruise is such a wild thing, man.
One of the funniest things that happened at Power Cruise, I was riding with Dan, and we're like going up to the bridge, right? And this guy's like, "What's done to it?" And we're like, "Nothing," And he's like, "Nah, man, I hear the supercharger in there." It's like they're all
Yeah, that's
supercharged.
stock.
Yeah, that's.
Oh, he's like, I hear a pulley.
Oh no, I hear.
I'm like,
yeah.
how do you hear a pulley?
Yeah, that's what he said.
You shouldn't be able to hear a pulley.
yeah.
That means I gotta pull over and check something.
Yeah,
dog.
wait, hang on.
I know you wanted to get off the rental stuff, but you can only rent a Shelby in Fort Myers, Miami, Phoenix, or Las Vegas.
I mean, that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Lame.
Speaking of pulleys, though, so are we gonna get you back into a Pro Charge Z06 or what?
No, never a pro charge car.
Aw.
I don't know.
Twins for the win.
No, I wouldn't say that either.
What makes you happy, Caleb?
I don't know. I would absolutely love to keep doing the car thing, but right now, we've gone over this before. Right now, it's just the time for me to grow myself a little bit more. And
It's not you, it's me.
yeah, and take that step from like the two Corvettes were all out, like the best of everything builds. Both of them were like on absolute kill mode, and it was a lot. Like it was a lot to one the Z06 to get it correct. Now part of that was what I was dealing with behind the scenes with the shop and parts and just all that bullshit. And then the ZR1 kind of got drugged down by like my work schedule, but then also the
Why is
headache.
it rattling now? It's literally rattling.
Stop.
Dan, it's rattling.
That's just inside your head.
Yeah.
No. Me and my entire left side of my face going numb after barbecue yesterday. That was inside my head. Anyways, why not? Okay.
Oh, wait,
but
there's
you
still
don't
a
need-
story here.
There definitely
There
is.
is. We'll follow
So-
up.
Okay.
So that's what I was getting
But you had
at. though.
$200,000 builds. What's wrong with one $100,000 bill?
Well, yeah, that would. I mean, if I could have, I totally could have just picked like one or the other, and I would have taken the ZR1 and kept it. But just seeing some opportunity on the horizon, and I was already itching like for the 3 years prior to like take that jump up to the next level build, like doing a twin turbo Viper or Lambo or R8, something
I
And
know, but all of those get destroyed by a single cab F-150.
not all of them.
No, okay, but what's to stop you from it? Because like I've seen a couple single cabs go up for sale that make what 1,100.
Yeah.
You really don't have to put a lot of money in to do
They're
that.
pretty reasonable.
No, yeah, I could be into one of those like 30 grand for the truck because I wouldn't buy a 21
This
plus.
math makes sense.
No, yeah, I would do a Gen 3 truck. I don't know why
Yeah.
everybody's all hung up on it has to be this brand new one.
Yeah, no, I would do like a 18, 19, or 20,
Yep.
and do a built trans. So what's that? 6 grand with the converter, price $7,500
Okay.
roughly. The Midnight Twin Turbo kit's another $11,000
That's
plus. Yeah.
Wow.
Plus fuel system for say another $3,500 all said and done.
So we're up to like what with truck and everything up to like 50, 55 so far.
55.
Yeah. Let's say 60 grand all in. I mean, that's not bad. It would be fast.
Do you know how happy you would be?
Well, it depends. How well does the truck work?
Well, with that much
they
money,
were
it should be a pretty
flawless.
turnkey.
You got a mechanic
thing.
right here.
Yeah, as far as I've seen, that's pretty damn bulletproof.
He's gonna be on Minnoxide,
Especially if
payroll
you're
soon.
building the trans.
Yeah.
Are you gonna build the trans right away or wait till she goes?
Well, it sounds like if you push it to like that 850 range, like 850 wheel, they really do not like to live at all in the trucks.
Yeah.
In the cars, I think they live a little bit better at that, but you can have fun at like 800 with that truck, but
you wouldn't do that.
no. I would spend I would spend I mean, it's 6 grand for the built trans from Midnight.
Okay,
Maybe
so
it's-
we're up to like what 60, 65 now.
well, that was with the trans.
That was
before.
with the built trans, yeah.
Oh, sorry,
Yeah.
even
But-
better.
So where does that motor give up at?
I haven't. They're not popping motors. I can tell you that much.
Yeah, that's
So-
true. I've never seen one.
On E, I mean, I would imagine. I don't know for sure. I don't know much about the Gen 3 stuff.
So
but I
here-
bet you could get 15, 16 pretty easy.
So hear me out now. Let's say you had a kill tune that was on like 1 ethanol or like ignite fuel, and you put a transfer tank in the box, like 100-gallon transfer tank, and you just fill it up. So you wouldn't even have to worry about having to top that thing off with, your race ethanol. You just have it gravity drain or transfer
planned
as
this
needed.
out.
I mean,
Yeah.
Well,
it would make
having
sense.
the bed of the truck helps, right? For you who's tried to shoehorn shit in the Corvette engine bay to now having endless space to put anything you want. Yeah, your
Yeah.
options. And then putting stuff in the bed is only going to add weight back there, which is kind of nice.
Yeah. Well, and technically, like adding a transfer tank, you'd be adding. So, what is 100 gallons of fuel weigh? What's a gallon?
Gallon of milk's like what, 8 pounds, 6 pounds, something like that.
Yeah.
Huh?
So
Am
so
I
are
wrong?
you talking? Are you adding a 1,000 pounds of weight and fuel to the box?
Maybe. I mean, what's a 55-gallon drum? Can you pick one up, put it above your head?
Oh, I can't do that.
Yeah. Okay. It's pretty fucking heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think why not? You still are gonna have way more money left over from the Corvette sales,
Yeah. I mean,
and it's all-wheel drive.
yeah,
4-wheel drive, technically.
And
Is it
you
gonna
can go
have
to
a
Home
faster-
Depot and pick up some 2x4s.
I don't need to do eight.
Is it gonna be a faster 60 to 130 than both the Vets or no?
No.
If you're making 1,200 in an F-150, how's it compared to the ZR1?
I mean, I don't know how many non-midnight F-150s I've seen in the 3s.
Well, that's why you're gonna get a midnight one.
I have talked. So I used to be able to hit Manuel up like whenever, and he
Somebody
would hit
told
me
us 700 pounds, by the way.
700 pounds. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
This live fact checking, man. I like it.
Well, I mean that's fine.
We have a
just
whole,
kinda
whole
fired
sea of
from the hip.
Jamies out there.
I used to be able to hit Manuel up like my first Texas 2K trip. I was literally on the way down. I was riding with Kyle Flicker, and then we had Casey Pulse and a couple other guys with us. And I hit up Manuel back when he had White M3, his old Instagram account, the one that really made him famous. I was like, hey, we got a bunch of 1,000 horsepower cars coming down from Texas. You guys want to get some runs in? Because we came down the Saturday before 2K. So Sunday, we went over to a shop and we hung out with them all day. So I met like, what's his name? Is it Baron Vargas?
Oh,
He's-
Brandon Vargas? Or no?
Yeah, he's the.
Is that the guy that commented on your shit the other day? Is that what you're talking about?
No, that's a different guy.
Oh, no, that's Josh.
Yeah. So he was one of the film guys for Streetcar Video, And then all the other streetcar video guys came to film all these races. So, we were able to kind of become homies with the Midnight guys for 2020 Texas 2K. So Manuel is sending me all of the addresses to all of the races. So we went out with 1320. We were going out with streetcar, and then eventually we got added to the streetcar group chat, which was all of like the really good, like the videos that you see from Texas 2K. That's where they happen is in that group chat. But since Midnight has, exploded. I mean, 2020 is when he got really big. 2021, he really took off. And before I got my silver Trackhawk, I hit him up and I said, hey, I'm about to go buy another Trackhawk, but if you can fit me in for an F-150 build, I will buy one of those instead. I'll send you the truck and I'll send you $30,000, because that's what he used to charge to do his like full, like, because a turbo kit used to be able to get one for $6,000, and the trans was cheaper then. Like everything else, like his installed package was like $27,000. So I said, send you the truck, send you the cash, you do your thing, and didn't hit me back. And I've hit him up a couple other times since then to like try and get him to build a truck, but haven't been able to get connected with him. So, and now I'm kind of to the point where I don't really, I'm not
Now
really
you're just
interested.
shopping for Z06s on Copart.
Would you do a Copart build?
No, I wouldn't do that.
That's
Why?
tragic.
I don't
He hates working on cars. Keep that in
Yeah.
mind.
Well, shit.
I like.
Not as far as I've met you, always have something going on.
Oh yeah,
on a
well
car, but
that's the problem though. Is
Yeah.
like not having to work on stuff. I already am like completely slammed during the
He's
summer.
not Ghost White anymore. Like he was stressed constantly.
That is true.
And like last year before I had my business, I was already just completely slammed with like doing stuff for my parents' business. So now taking on my whole operation and still working for them, like I already am not planning to have a single off day this entire summer if everything goes right. But like I'm not banking on having, like, if I can make it out to maybe 2 or 3 like car shows this summer, I count that as a win. So
Boring.
that just kind of takes out the whole element of like dedicating, like the money factor doesn't really matter. Like, yeah, I'm saving to buy a new house and then all this equipment and stuff.
This all
As we're gonna
sounds awful.
Yeah.
I'm just saying you can do all that and get an F-150.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. Like the money factor, doing the F-150 doesn't really take away from any of
Yeah,
it
I'm
at
pretty
all.
sure you could do plenty of landscaping stuff with an F-150.
Yeah.
So that would be the only like saving grace, like where I could backwards logic it into my head is if I committed to like throwing a salter in it, and that could be my salt truck during the winter.
Dude, that'd be such a great plate. Salt truck.
Well, the other thing too is you wouldn't have to worry about rusting out. Like I refuse to throw a salter in the back of my Ultimate.
Yeah.
So like I'm already gonna buy another truck for this winter for salting, but
It's weight reduction.
Dude.
You put a salter
Oh my
in
God.
there.
Problem
it's
solved.
heavy in the winter when you need it to, and then it rusts holes in it.
well,
and then, yeah.
here's the other thing though. If my truck were to like break or something and have to be in the shop, like I've already thought about this and I'm prepared to, because nothing ever goes perfectly fine. But
No, your life is awful.
if this truck were to break and be in the shop and I needed it, like I'm already prepared to go buy another truck immediately.
Oh my god.
So-
we're sold.
Technically, if an F-150 can pull a skid steer trailer with a skid steer on it,
Can it? I don't think.
What's
it
the
can.
weight?
That can.
the
so
weight rating?
A
my
Coyote truck for sure. What skid
my
loader's
skid
going to be
is-
8,000 pounds for
yeah,
your skid?
8,900
Plus,
plus
so they-
another 3,000 for the
Yeah,
trailer.
They
for
tow
Mine'll
like
do it.
10, right? Yeah.
Mine'll do 12 something.
Yeah.
Okay.
12.5, I think.
Dude, I'm just saying. First of all, you're gonna get the plate salt truck because like Alex Chudd's was work truck.
Yeah.
Salt truck, that'd be funny.
Dude,
Yeah.
it's got to be a white one though, or gray.
Well, yeah, white would match white's company truck colors.
You're just a white lover. I get it. But I think, dude, it's a salt truck. I think this is it.
Maybe, I don't know. Well,
Do you know how much content you can make? Yeah, I'm just salting some shit out here. You'll be
well
the salt
imagine you're going out to like salt all the commercial properties with like a twin turbo 1,200
Oh my
horsepower
God.
F-150.
You don't have to push the pedal all the way down.
guy. Dude, you would be the first guy to claim fastest guy in Minnesota year round. Yeah, my dad
Oh,
said
some dickhead with a plaid would be like, "Oh, what's up?"
Yeah.
Fucking
I'm not. I don't know. I know you keep trying to push him, but I'm just kind of like kicking back because I know something's gonna show up. He doesn't have it in him. I know he's on Marketplace every single day. He's got time on his hands now. He's got money burning.
I don't
a
think
hole
I
in his
have to
pocket.
push him. He will
Yeah.
buy something before the snow fucking thaws.
Show me what's in your Marketplace right now.
Yeah, and then we'll go
Let's
to the
see
rest
what your
of us.
algorithm is. If there's not one Corvette in there,
I'll guarantee there's a Corvette in there.
yeah.
All right, what are we working with?
So we've got wheels, a skid steer, a GoPro because that one that popped up the other day.
Oh, I have to take this moment to say fuck GoPro. Anyways, continue.
We don't want a
Some-
sponsorship.
Some tools, an HP tuner, some cowboy boots, a salter, more toolboxes.
Is that a Green Bay helmet?
A sign packer,
God.
helmet, a dump truck, storage space, some more trucks.
All right, Caleb's.
This
taking
all
it. This is
honestly
boring.
tracks.
Yeah.
All right,
really
let's
well.
all right.
All right. So anyway,
No,
we stopped in.
Marketplace. We got to
Oh,
the rest
oh,
of us
we're
have to
doing
do
this?
it.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do it again.
Oh boy.
It makes sense since he just did his.
I was just trying to tell. Well, I can tell Alex about our barbecue experience.
Well, let's tell it afterwards. So number one for me is a 75 Chevrolet Impala donk. 98 Ford Custom, whatever the fuck. Ooh, 1973 Ford Gran Torino. That's new. Suzuki Samurai. Ooh, Ford Econoline. Yeah, that's it. All
What
right,
year?
Huh?
What year?
99.
You're not going to like your saved, right? You're just going to see what your algorithm feeds you.
Yeah, what my algorithm's feeding
Okay.
me, yeah. Here's an 89 Mustang that's been into fours.
See, I have been
What is
practicing
this
self-control on my marketplace where I don't look at
Ooh.
things that are.
Is this a good deal, Caleb?
What's up?
6.2 Hellcat engine and transmission for 13.5.
No.
That's a bad deal. What did it go for?
8, 7.
Is that really all they go for?
Yeah.
I guess you're shoehorning them into everything. And a Demon PCM for 650. Interesting.
Well, if I've learned anything from Scrap Life Garage, it's that trying to swap a Hellcat, you need to have like every single module on hand because when they steal that, they all get fucked. And he happens to have multiples of every single module and still has issues with every single vehicle he tries
Really?
to Hellcat swap.
Yeah, I haven't watched their stuff in a little while. That's the downside to editing your own shit. You don't watch other people's stuff as much. And I'd love to.
Mine's just snowmobiles and everything that Blue Oval makes. Like literally everything.
Yeah. What's
is-
your top four?
Dude, I got this sweet LED sign.
2013 Ford Explorer.
Giant
tractor?
track, yeah.
Hell yeah.
A sled deck, a Triton aluminum snowmobile trailer, and a 2005 Thunderbird motor.
So far, I had the best one with Dreams. Continue. What do you got?
If you can imagine it, I've got 3 Evos on mine. Otherwise, there was an 88 Toyota something that I can't find anymore.
I am getting this, for some reason this is popping into my algorithm. I don't know what that is. Anybody know what a 2001 Cree Sam is? It's like a motorcycle car.
That I've seen one of those before
Really?
too. I don't know what the hell
It's like
that
some
is.
kind of a weird.
Oh, I have seen one of those.
Have you? Looks like a gem car, kind of. Oh.
So are we going to go ahead and book that Rivian or what?
Oh boy. Oh yeah. What were you gonna talk about? The barbecue thing?
Yeah, so
Shut the fuck up about the Rivian.
Harris and I don't know if anybody knows this, but Harris and I flew to Texas to have 3 awesome interviews this weekend.
Bang, bang, bang. Like this was like straight up. It was one of the best like episode
Yeah.
trips.
We thought our Detroit trips were awesome. This one's gonna.
It's up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Calvo is one of the funniest dudes that we've had on
Oh my
for
God.
sure.
I know why they call him a cowboy. That guy is.
I cannot wait to do that. I've dropped that episode in 3 weeks.
Do you see what was he in though? That Ford Maverick when he
Yeah.
showed up at? Yeah, and then he tries to get out and the door comes back and hits him.
We're like, hey, dude. He says like he's like saying hi, then whack shuts him up.
Oh my
I was sitting
God.
on the tailgate of the Toyota. I was like, smooth. That was really smooth.
But the best part is, I can't wait to drop the episode. He's drinking his Starbucks and has a smiley face on the side. Yeah, that dude was awesome, man. I can't wait to say what's up at 2K to all the people
Oh,
we met.
yeah.
over the
Well,
past
this time
year.
we'll be allowed behind the red tape since they have their little...
With all the people we
Well-
met in Texas, I'm walking into everybody's camp when we get there. There have been so many people that were just so awesome to us while we were down there.
But anyways,
But anyway, I had also, I don't know, I'm sure I've talked about this, but I bought a 2015 Navigator for my wife off Copart, and it was smashed in the front. What I didn't realize is how expensive those parts were. So I found a truck with 340,000 miles on it, a 2015 Navigator. The guy wanted $6,700. I offered him $3,500, and he bit. So that was in Kansas City. So we drove to Kansas City, and then I picked it up on the way back. But while we were there, some of the best barbecue I've had in my life, and I've been to Memphis, South Carolina, Texas. Like, I've been all over the big hot spots for barbecue. And it's a place called Jack Stack.
So wait, are you trying to say it's better than Big Guys up the road?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Although Big Guys is still a very good, like, I like their mac and cheese and beans is some of the favorite. Although this Jack Stack's their beans, you could, like, it's mind blowing. And their ribs are the best ribs I have ever had. I don't
They
even
were
know.
really good, and I'm
Like,
not
you
a
don't even
ribs
want
guy.
to put them in barbecue sauce. They're so
Damn.
good.
I
Oh.
didn't put them in barbecue sauce. Which, by the way, the barbecue sauce, I'm still telling you, I know I might offend some people who are from Kansas. It was a little Famous Davy.
Yeah.
It was close.
But Famous Dave makes good barbecue
It
sauce.
is good barbecue
so
sauce.
yeah.
That's why it's on every fucking shelf in the country.
Yeah. So anyway, it was good. And I think I have had Q39 also. I think those are the two. That's like asking people Giordano's or Lou's when you go to
Yes.
freaking Chicago. But
Okay, yeah.
yeah,
That's kind of what it felt like. Because, like, literally this place had 10,000 reviews at one of their locations, and it was 4.6 stars.
Yeah.
Damn.
And then Q39 was
crazy.
like 16,000, I think, right?
Yeah. Well, and when I picked that place for me and Eric to meet up, that's literally what I just went off of was like, okay, what are the reviews looking like? And then after I looked at the reviews, I was like, okay, what part of town is this in? Because we've got like $50,000 in Corvette parts that are just chilling that we're not trying to swap the shit over.
Yeah.
Like,
It's like asking between those two is like asking a car guy, like on a car page, what oil to use.
Yeah.
You're going to get, 50-50 of the same answer.
Yeah.
But anyway, it was a lot of fun. Our trip was great. Do we want to talk about night one?
We'll get to that in a second. We do also have to quickly shout out. We did Terry Black's as well in Austin.
Yes, we did.
That was pretty good. That was the best sweet corn I've had in my life. I'm a sweet guy.
is that where you got the beef rib?
Yes, the beef rib. Like, you don't get beef ribs at a barbecue joint very often.
Yep.
Because it was a $35 bone with meat on it. But
Damn.
He carried that shit with him for the rest
I did. I ate it today for lunch. Rowan and I had it for lunch today.
Wait,
I paid
how big-
$75 for a tray of food, and I tipped $10.
By the
So,
way, this is the only meal I didn't pay for him on this trip. Because like usually these trips are on me. For some reason, I had a gut feeling. I'm like, this guy's gonna fucking ramp it up.
So that beef rib, it was probably like this big, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
How much meat was on? Like,
It was
it
enough. Like, I could have gotten just the beef rib and been fine, but I wanted to try the brisket
Yep.
and the other ribs. So I was
Which is
like, whatever.
hilarious. I
Yeah.
did just brisket. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna do a half pound of brisket. We don't want to overdo it.
Normally, Harris has like 3 plates in front of him whenever we sit down to eat, and I've always got like a little plate. I'm all right.
He's the reasonable one.
This time I come in, I got like a tray is like stacked with stuff. And I
fucking
sit down,
table bent.
and Harris is like, it's just a little bit of meat, and he's just eating. I was like, what the hell? Anyway, I took it to go, and I carried it with me in and out of their hotels all
Eating
weekend
his
long.
meat cup everywhere.
Oh my
Cup of
God.
meat. And I'm like, $75, dude. Hell yeah, I'm taking this all the way home.
Oh
He
yeah.
fucking drenched that thing. When he put it in a cup, he'd put as much barbecue sauce in that fucking thing as possible.
Wait, how big's the cup? Like a regular styrofoam?
It
cup,
was
or
like
bigger?
if you get it to go. So he was also complaining about the smell. So I didn't get like a normal styrofoam container. I asked for like the ones you would get like a side of beans.
Okay,
you know, it's
like
like
the
this
plastic
tall.
ones?
It's
I
got
don't
yeah,
recall.
it's got a plastic
the
top
white
on it.
top, yep.
So it's clear. So it looked like I had this like science
It's
experiment I was carrying with me the whole time.
Oh my
Reaching
God.
and eating.
I even took it into Buc-ee's because one night we were getting dinner late, and I was like, "We're just get Buc-ee's to eat." So I brought it in with me because I was like, "I'm gonna get a microwave. I'll just eat this, right?" And by the way, fun fact: Buc-ee's no microwave.
Oh, Quick
No.
Trip's way better.
It's like bringing your own
I
beer to
didn't know
the
you brought it in
bar.
with you.
Yeah, I did.
Oh my
Which
God.
night was this?
When we ate the brisket sandwiches from Buc-ee's.
Do you want to tell the story or should I? Should I jump in at times?
Yeah, we could riff it a little bit. So, night one.
We just finished our interview with Cobb and also met Calvo for the first of 4 times this trip,
Yes.
which that's a whole thing.
I think we're like, are we Calvo's kids' godparents now? I think.
I don't know. We hung out with him so much. But anywho, yeah, this is after Cobb, we go meet up with him to plan, the rest of the, when we're going to do our podcast or whatever. So we go to our hotel, get all checked in. We go out to dinner, right? We go get these tacos, which were mediocre, and we get this ice cream that was also mediocre.
My ice cream was phenomenal, by the way.
It was
so
all
good.
right. It
Yeah.
hurts my teeth.
Okay.
And we go back to the hotel, and on our way in, we're in a really nice area, right? Like, this is pretty
Like
bougie.
West. Is it West End?
West End. Shops at West End. This is like where we're walking
yeah.
around, right?
Yeah.
So we go to our hotel, and there's 4 cop cars in front of our hotel. And we're like, what the hell?
And
So
I was gonna
Harris
go on the
like,
side.
Harris is like, let's go in this back door. And I'm like, are you kidding me? The cops are, we got to walk in and see what the hell's going on, dude. I'm going in through the front.
Well, the only reason I agreed to that too, by the way, I was like, well, if they're running from the cops, they're gonna go out the back door, so I don't want to get in his way.
Oh my God.
I was ready to just insert my shit and be like, hey, you need help?
He's like, I want to involve myself.
So we walk into the hotel, and I see this girl, like this kind of hot chick, and Lululemon pants, whatever. She's getting dropped off, and she gives this guy a hug, and she starts
She
walking
wasn't.
into the hotel. She was by herself. I'm like, what was just like, he's just dropping you off at the hotel, or you're just out for a little nightcap?
Wait,
and
you
then
asked her this?
no, I did
Oh.
not. I didn't say a word to her. Now
She's
we
also
get
like 50 something.
Oh.
anyway, I'm old too, so I thought she was pretty good looking. And we get into the elevator, and she goes to the elevator. We 3 of us get in the elevator.
Well, before you get in the elevator, didn't you ask one of the cops something? Oh yeah.
the cops were leaving. They were coming out as we were going in. And I point behind me at Harris. I was like, he did it. And 3 of the cops didn't say shit. And one of them goes, ha ha.
What the fuck?
So anyway, we get into the elevator
With this
and
one chick.
one girl. We just keep following her now. And it was super awkward. And now, mind you, Harris and I are eating ice cream. Like, I don't care what you're doing or whatever, but there's no way to look badass and be eating ice cream at the same time. I've got a cone. Like, I'm just
Ask her
going.
if she wants a lick.
I have a cup with a spoon, you know.
Oh
So
my
we have all
God.
the varieties.
So she gets in. She hits the same floor we're going to. And what was the conversation? She goes, can you believe what's going on? She's like, was that a suicide or something? Or no, she goes, must have been a suicide. What was she said? She's like,
Okay, no, okay, I'll take over here. So yeah,
Okay.
so we're over here on the elevator. She's like, man, it's crazy going on out there, or whatever the fuck he
Yeah.
said. And then you're like, yeah, that's wild, or whatever. She's like, it's got to be a suicide, right?
yeah, that's what it was. Could be a suicide. I think I even said, I'm like, well, I don't know why it would have to be suicide.
Well, no, I think you just said like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think that's literally all you said. It was like, I don't know. And then she's like,
there's-
well, what else would it be?
Oh, yeah, of
Dude,
course.
there was 4 cops. Like, that's the magic number for suicide. Like, if there's 4 cops, it's obviously a suicide.
So it doesn't end there, right? So we get off on the elevator on the same floor, mind you.
I'm like, there's 1,000 other things it could be, but that's fine.
Yeah.
And she goes out first, right? Because that's, the gentleman thing to do.
Yeah.
And Dan, we're literally like 6 feet out of the elevator, and Dan's like, we're not following you.
Well, as soon as she took the same turn we were gonna take, I didn't want her to get freaked out that like I was like, our room is down this way. We're not trying to like follow you or anything.
So we go all the way
as if somebody eating an ice cream cone's gonna jump you. Like, that's not happening.
Which we mentioned as well, by the way. So anyways, we get to the end of the hallway, and then it turns, and there's like another 10 rooms, right? So we're already like 15 rooms down. There's 10
This
more to
keeps
go.
getting better, by the way.
And we go down onto the hallway, and Dan again specifies, okay, I really promise we're not
Yeah,
following you.
I was like, we must be neighbors, right? And then we're getting closer and closer to our room. She goes to our door of our room and grabs her key and kind of tries to go in our room.
And Dan's like, that's our room.
She looks up and looks around. She's like, oh, where am I? Where's my room? And I'm like, I don't fucking know.
Oh my God.
But if you don't mind, please step away. We'd like to get in our room.
And that was our theme for the rest of the night, like for anything. Well, it must have been a suicide, right?
Oh no.
If you're a young enthusiast learning to wrench or an experienced shop owner already running 7s at the drag strip, the High Performance Academy is a resource where all horsepower junkies can go to expand their skill set. Whether you are learning how to build an engine, tune your ECU, or dial in your suspension setup for some weekend autocross, the HP Academy has the perfect step-by-step course for you. They've provided the listeners of the show with a special 55% off discount code that you can use risk-free on any course of your choosing. Use code MINNOX, MINNOX, to get 55% off, or click the link in the show description to choose a course of your liking. Go check it out. Let's get back to the show. So anyways...
The night's not over yet, by the way.
No, this is yeah. So we're just chilling now, right, in the room. Like I was trying to find, to watch the NBA game or whatever, because we're playing Oklahoma City, which is huge right now. But anyways, and I get myself all sorted. I'm like, fuck it, let's go to the bar, right? Because our initial deal was we're gonna get either drinks or ice cream, but not 2 unhealthy things. And now we're gonna do both. So we're gonna head down to the bar. So me and Dan go walk up to the bar. We're trying to figure out where we want to sit.
The bar in the hotel.
Bar
we
in the
discussed
hotel,
whether
yes.
we were going to go back to the street or we were going to whatever. And it was cold as hell out, so we decided to go to the hotel
Well,
bar.
relatively speaking, it was still -8 here. It was 30 over there. But
Yeah.
so we go up to like the side of the bar where this other guy was ordering, and as we're ordering, this guy, some people leave, and this guy shifts. Right, this other fat guy. He's probably got like 50 pounds on Dan. Like he's thick.
Other fat guy. Wait, am I one of the fat guys?
There was a few fat guys. Anyway, don't complicate things. All right, we're gonna have to talk to our counselor.
Yeah.
But anyways, so this guy that's got probably like 50, 60 pounds on Dan, right? He shifts chairs for whatever reason, so that opens up 2 seats.
He didn't
for us.
shift his chair. He moved a couple chairs down because some people left.
Yes.
And he wanted to get closer to this girl he was talking to.
So we get our drinks or whatever. Or no, we take a seat over there, and you could take over from here.
Okay. So he moves down, and we had just gotten our drinks. So it was like, okay, hell, let's go take these now open bar stools. So Harris takes the one to the left, and I take the one to the right. It's on the very end of the bar. I sit down, and I'm about to sit down, and I go to shift my weight in the chair, and all of a sudden, I put my foot down on the little like legs of the like. There's the crossbars
The
on
rest,
the yeah. I go to put my foot on it. Foot goes down, crack. Takes the leg with it. The bar stool goes down. I go down, and it wouldn't have been that big of a deal. But behind me is a like wrought iron rail that's like from the staircase
Dude.
going down into the bar area. And I hit it with the side of my head. It goes under my ear, rips my ear up, and I go bing, like nail my head off.
Oh
the
my
rail
God.
on the ground or whatever. And Harris is just going, whoa, doesn't try and catch me or anything.
Well, here's the deal, right? This is all like enclosed, right? So it's like chair, bar, then back of the rail, and then rail. Like the only way I can go is to go on top of him to catch him. Like,
we're in like a little caged in
I don't know
area.
if that's how you catch people, but if somebody is drowning, you don't jump in on top of them. That's literally what I thought. By the way, I don't know.
I'm
if-
pretty sure he stepped back out of the way while I fell
Like,
towards
nah,
him.
I don't even know this guy.
Well, I wasn't sure what to do. I'm like seeing it. Which, by the way, okay, the fact that this should blow your mind. I had time to step back. This is the slowest I've seen anybody fall in my fucking life. I don't know if I turn into Barry Allen. You know,
Literally
like
slow motion.
you know the Flash, like when things are like happening, everything goes. That's literally what happened.
I think the stool stopped at the third leg for a
Yeah,
second
I think
because
so
I went,
too.
oh, and then I went, oh, all the way back.
Well, that's how I explained it to him. We got to get camera footage of this. 'Cause I'm pretty sure it was like levels to this shit. Like I think it fell, and then it fell some more, and then bing. You know.
You could scare the hotel and be like, "Hey, I need camera footage from that for my
Oh,
lawyers."
don't worry. They're scared because they came up, they brought me ice, they were asking me questions. The bartender gives me a free drink, but not Harris.
Yeah, he comes up to and gives me a fucking tab. I'm like, well, hold on, we're both wearing the same logo. I can sue you.
And so and then the manager comes up, the lady at the front desk. They took down all of my information, my number, my email.
They're
my
giving him
name.
ice.
Yeah, they're bringing me ice. They're asking me if I'm sure I'm okay. Do I need anything? Water, all this stuff. So don't worry, they're scared. And it hurt pretty good. Like my ear when I got to the room was all like I thought I was gonna have cauliflower ear or something. It was like all
Damn.
red.
As
and
your
fluffy.
legal counsel, I think I'm gonna need to get that footage. From
All
the
I gotta
hotel.
do, I just gotta email them and be
should
like,
call
hey,
Did they
my
email
lawyer
you?
wants to see the footage, and they'll email it to me post haste. I guarantee you.
We'll have to do this for a highlight for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, then security. This is what made I was just like, okay, whatever, dude. So the security guy comes up. He sees Dan like resting, like the ice, like almost directly.
They
on
better
his thing.
wrapped in a towel. What is even cold? I'm like, this isn't working at all.
Yeah.
So I put the ice right on my ear. And he comes up and he's like, hey, you shouldn't do that. You should have something in between the ice and your thing. You're going to get frostbite.
You're gonna
I'm
hurt
like-
yourself.
Like, bro,
he
I'm
said.
from Minnesota. What do you
That
mean
sounds like
frostbite?
frostbite, dude. This isn't even cold, dude. I snowmobile.
Oh my God.
It was hilarious.
Yeah,
Wow.
no, that was a good time. That was intense, by the way. This is all this on top of that. It's got to be a suicide, right? Too him cracking his head
All
open.
of these things transpired over
like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was nuts.
I still can't believe you followed that girl all the way to your room.
I know. I kept thinking like, oh, she's gonna be across the hall, right by us, next door,
Right
or
to your
whatever.
door.
She goes right to our door. I'm like, this is fucking Twilight Zone. I have no idea.
I don't
This
think that
is
will ever
crazy.
happen again in anybody's
Yeah,
lifetime.
no. I have no idea. She had like a to-go bag with food and stuff in it. I should have been like, yeah, well, you can come in our room if you want.
As long as you share.
Yes.
We should just walked up and be like, now how to turn tables.
Well.
So this is how the trip kicked off. That was fun.
That was how it started.
Yeah,
This is
that was-
night one.
We got
Oh
in
my God.
because somebody got deathly ill and we had to push our whole flight out a day. we flew in same day as our interview, and we had to go right to the interview basically.
Oh,
After we went to Best Buy and bought more tripods.
I think I'm up to like 9 tripods now in various zip codes.
wow.
But you know what? I'm glad these are the old ones. But the other ones are upgraded technically. So it's like, all right, cool. Now I got some for here that I don't have to carry and some over there. Geez,
Whatever
I don't know. I
works.
think that was like top craziness of the trip, right? Like I'm sure. Oh yeah, the Kansas City barbecue. I was messing with the guy too. Like fuck, how did that go? The whole turtle thing. Oh yeah,
The turtle thing.
so he's like, I was like, can I get a straw too? Like I'm not a big turtle guy or whatever. So the guy like has like a cracked smile or whatever. He's like, yeah, whatever, fuck them turtles, whatever
Yeah.
he said. And I'm like, yeah, man, you should really have them for barbecue.
He didn't really say anything. He was like, well, you were like, especially if they're smoked or something like barbecue.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. I'm
And
not
the
a big turtle
he
guy,
didn't say
especially if
anything.
they're
He just
smoked.
stared at Harris while Harris went through his whole spiel, and we cracked some jokes back and forth, and then he just shook his head, and then he walked away. Not like he thought it was funny, not like in disbelief, but
Yeah.
he was just like, I don't even know how to respond to this.
Oh my God.
Oh, time for you to take your leak.
Yeah.
I had to announce it.
What I make? An hour 20 minutes. That's a new record.
Nice.
Is that yeah, that's cooking. So we got a few topics from Eric, unless you guys had something on hand. They're more streetcar
who?
related. Simpson.
Okay.
More Black Widow. Is that what?
Yeah.
is
Thanks
Simpson?
for taking time to get lunch with us while we were there.
Wait, you guys got lunch there?
No, we didn't.
No, we wanted to. We tried to go out for breakfast with him, but
This is post Valentine's Day. It wasn't gonna
Oh.
happen.
actually he hit him up Valentine's Day night. We were like, "Hey, what are you doing?" And then
I didn't
Harris
even
was
say
like,
that.
"Oh,
I just said
shit."
call me.
Yeah, he just says, "Call me." He's like on a date with his wife, probably.
Well,
Or
I
at
noticed-
least he's probably throwing her into tall grass at that point. I hope.
Eric's got
Anyway, Eric, if you were, please let us know in extreme detail. No,
Jesus Christ. We're gonna.
I feel so much better about my comments.
yeah.
Oh boy.
No, when we go down to 2K, we'll definitely.
Oh,
hang out there.
absolutely.
We
That's
didn't
a
like
must.
hardly spend any time with them this last trip. Like,
This
Yeah.
is gonna be a lot easier because again, our gear setup, like we are so flexible for our podcast side of things. Did you wash your hands? Keep your fucking mitts off my microphone. No.
Don't worry, I'm right-handed.
But no, last year, like everything between
We'll
the
just mark that one as
rain and
yours.
scheduling and like not being well known, like it was just kind of like it was stressful. This year we're gonna go in there a lot more relaxed. With this new setup, we can literally take a backpack, couple cameras, and go fucking film anywhere.
yeah.
So I don't know. I still I almost wonder if we can go down to Houston, like me and you, like take a day detour, do a couple podcasts, but I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Again, unlimited mileage is going to be a must.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, we also thought about maybe we get breakfast with him, but I ended up finding this guy. Another kind of crazy story is as we we go to Waxahachie to stay for the night after our interview with ARS. See?
Yes. ARS.
ARS.
Where's
And
C?
And so we get in our hotel. It's kind of late, and I'm just doing the usual scrolling through Facebook as I'm going to bed, like every red-blooded American. And I see this. Somebody has found 93 cobras in a container, and one's got like 1,000 miles on it. The other one's got 88,000 miles on it, and they're all torn apart. I guess they were theft recoveries. They got bought from an auction, brought to this place, and put in a container. They were covered in rat shit, dust, again, all blown apart, but super low mileage cars. And 2 of them happened to be consecutive Cobras. And I think they were
damn.
bought from separate auctions. It was like a totally crazy story. When I get to looking and people are commenting on him, they saw him on, like, in this area of Texas. So I look where the guy's at, and he's 20 minutes from our hotel.
Oh my God.
So I just sent him a friend request, and we go to sleep. I wake up in the morning. We're now friends. So I tell Harris, I was like, hey, we have like an hour and a half to kill. You want to go see these crazy cobras? You want me to hit this guy up? So I hit him up, and he's like, come on over, man. I'm available. Let's do it. So we have breakfast. I drive over there, and we get to see, and I'll give you some pictures so you can post up whatever. And we get there, and there they all sitting in this guy's shop, and he's got a ton of cars, tons of Fox bodies, 347 stroker cars, Coyote swap cars, a lot of notches.
They
like,
aren't slow cars
beautiful-
either.
No. He fires one up. It is one of the most beautiful things I have ever heard in my life.
It was like it goes children being born. This car.
Yes. He has a GT40, like a replica old school GT40 built by some European company. He's got all this cool shit, and there sits these Cobras that are covered in, I don't know, there was piles of rat shit that were like this
There was a
thick.
skeleton in one of them.
Yeah, it was pretty rowdy. But again, one of them was a teal gray cloth car, which is I think less than 130 or something made. So anyway, we got to see that, chat with this guy for a while. It was kind of a crazy, just
As a Corvette
random.
guy, you should understand it. That one of this color with this spec.
He knows exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you guys see my little Corvette spec that I did the other day? By the way, the ugliest ZR1 possible.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Is that an ugly one?
I don't know. I haven't played around with the configurator, so
It's
I don't know.
not. I mean, it's all right. It's just it feels like all the specs are gonna be either like safe, like nothing exciting, and the ones that are not safe are disgusting. Google ZR1 configurator. Let's see what your ZR1's gonna look like, Dan. Since you're getting that over at GTD.
Please. I'll buy it from you 2 years later for $100,000.
Any one of these is a great Google candidate.
Shut up. How do you still spell stupid piece of shit?
Hey, that's big talk from something that's probably 5 seconds slower around the ring.
We'll see.
Yeah, still waiting on that ring time. But
Yeah.
that ZR1 was tearing it up at those other 5 track
You know what's
configurations.
crazy about that too is every single lap time that they broke the record was with a different driver, and they were all just engineers of like their design team.
Yeah. Meanwhile, they had a full-blown race car driver driving to GTD. Now, mind you, again, it was a wet track. To damp. I think damp's a little safe. Wet is going to get people.
Builded by...
All right, let's see what we're working with. Either way, though, the ZR1, just for the sake of
That
modding, is going to
stupid
be
logo
insane.
up on my TV.
Yeah, right there. I would take that exact one with
All right,
different
so
wheels.
hit model down here. So go next. We're doing coupe. And then
3LZ.
3LZ. Yep.
Yep.
So
Why? Wait, what's 1LZ?
No, get
Shut
the
up.
fuck out
Next.
of there.
What's the difference? GT2 buckets versus GT1 buckets?
No,
What's
no,
that?
The 3LZ is like the loaded up, like all the shit. It'll give you the most options for changing stuff.
Okay.
All right, so anyways, exterior. This is where we really get creative.
I've clicked it. Okay. Exterior.
All right, so now pick your color, Dan.
Oh.
I personally really like the yellow.
I was gonna say yellow. Yeah.
I see that red mist.
Yellow is
me.
kind of a staple for Corvettes, but no thank you. I'm not a yellow guy. Riptide blue metallic. Let's see what that looks like.
As a true Ford guy.
It's a
Yeah,
nice
right?
color.
Yeah.
Rapid blue. Or no, this is the one that they did the initial one, the videos on, right? The Riptide.
I don't know.
$500 more
purple is
dollars for
sick.
that.
The
I do like
Hysteria
the purple,
purple.
to be honest with you.
That is the go-to in my opinion. I feel like everybody's gonna spec it as that.
I really like that, and then I like the red mist.
Sebring orange is great. That's always a solid color.
That is
I wish they brought back that. What's that green
Yeah.
color?
That with black wheels. Ooh.
Well, we can come back to the color. You want to check out the stripes?
Oh, there's stripes. What,
Oh,
they trying
that's what really makes it look
they're
awesome.
trying to build a
Well, look at the
Shelby?
wheels. You want to do blue wheels?
There's blue wheels?
Yeah, blue painted wheels. That middle.
So
one
the
right there.
bottom option is
bold.
probably the ones you want, though.
Oh.
Go down.
Blue and purple doesn't work together, though.
No. Go the wheels right below those. Those are the carbon wheels. $13,000.
Holy shit.
$14,000.
I will say the Mustang's carbon wheels look way better than the Corvette.
Yeah.
It just looks like there's more effort in them.
Well,
How about
they're carbon. They look cool, but I feel like in its own way, these wheels also look cool, but not in like a $14,000.
That's just a
way.
blatant lie.
I don't know about that.
They are disgusting. Put those carbon wheels on there. I want to see how they look. Actually, we saw them in person too. They look like ass.
You don't like them?
I'm not a fan.
See, everyone loves OEM Corvette wheels. Like the C601s are some of the stock
Yeah.
wheels that come on those. Some of the coolest factory wheels.
Mm-hmm.
The C7 Z06 wheels, factory wheels, are some of the coolest wheels out there. I feel like you have to do yellow calipers with that color.
no?
You could do a lot of good stuff with purple. I think. I just wish there was some more exciting colors, though. I feel like it's missing some options.
Yeah, like a bright green, or
Especially
a
for the
dark
price
green.
range.
Some sort of green in the lineup. Just a little more variety. Just again, it feels like a safe palette. You know what I mean?
Are they missing something with like Porsche will do like we'll paint it any color you want, right?
There's
Yeah.
that too. They should have a paint. To
If you're
spec
gonna pay
program.
that much money, why can't they paint it any color you want?
Should any car that's asking 180 starting have a paint to spec option?
I mean,
The Viper did it, and it cost fucking pennies.
Even if you're paying $20,000 for a paint job, I mean, if you're talking
There's that
200
too.
grand, right?
Yeah, if you're going to pay it 10, 15
Why
grand.
not let someone have the ability to paint it whatever
they
color?
did
Imagine this
that
color in Aston Martin green.
they did that before with serial number 1 C6ZR1. It was done in Le Mans blue, which there's not another Le Mans blue ZR1, so it's like a 1-of-1 spec. But it was for Rick, I believe it was Rick Hendrick.
yeah.
Yep.
He always gets the specialty colors. The latest one, like the one that sold for like $3 million or whatever.
Yeah.
It was black with the blue stripe and the blue wheels, and I wasn't a fan.
Yeah.
Is it too much to ask for the old school like houndstooth seats and something like this? I wish
Yes.
they would bring some stuff like that back.
Oh yeah, did you see the full red guts? Like full red interior.
That's like a Corvette thing, though.
Really?
Yeah.
Ugh. You need
Yeah,
some
they've been
black.
doing that for a little while.
Yep.
But like you look at who does colors the best? It still has to be Dodge, right? They have the best lineup. And then I mean for like American brands, obviously Porsche's king, daddy, whatever for the rest of the world. I don't think anybody else beats Porsche.
I don't think so.
Oh, Lambo.
Chalk is still my
Oh
favorite.
yes, I'm definitely gonna need the roadside recovery kit. Definitely gonna need that.
Well, yeah, you're gonna have to. Your wife drives a Ford, so
Track
you have to make sure she's
performance
alright.
package.
Yeah, so you want the ZTK
Oh, you want this for sure.
and that, yeah.
I feel like I've never been a fan of yellow cars, but nowadays yellow cars just hit different.
They do. I agree. I've definitely
I don't know what's about.
I don't
but-
like yellow.
Part of getting old, you'll like convertibles here soon too.
Oh, I hope not.
Dude, they've grown on me in the last 6
Oh, you
years.
have to get the
really hope
museum
not.
delivery
Do you remember
too.
Saxon back in the day?
I would, if
Actually,
I was
never
gonna do
asked
that,
this
I would
before.
do that.
Yeah.
What? $1,500? Screw you.
So, anyways, you wanna? That's hilarious. Getting it delivered at the Corvette Museum costs $1,500.
That's dumb.
Well, I guess that's probably just shipping.
Do I get to take
Probably.
it on the track across the street too? Then
There's got to be a package for
there,
that.
there is. I've seen them do it because I stopped at that museum because I heard a bunch of Corvettes fell in a sinkhole, and that's why I went there. And they, which by the way, they pretty much filled the hole in now.
Yeah.
And
Not with
I
Corvettes.
saw the whole
with dirt.
Yeah, I saw their like white glove service thing that they do when you get them delivered there. It is kind of neat.
Yeah.
It would be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing else here.
Dark stealth crossed flags emblem genuine Corvette
Kind
accessory.
of sick.
Chrome lug nuts.
That's neat.
Carbon mirrors.
Are you actually specking this fucking thing out for
Yeah,
yourself?
absolutely. I like this.
See, there's a lot of big talk over here talking shit about it, but he's actually got to order one of these. Not the
Honestly, though,
GTD.
like, listen, I'm in love. I love the GTD for everything it is, but this is literally.
I love the idea of having a
150
car
grand
cover.
less.
I've never
Oh,
covered
yeah.
a car when I put it away. Never ever in my life.
That's what PPF's for. We do that with the Mercedes, dude. The PPF just wipe it off.
Actually,
Yep.
somewhere I have because when I buy cars, they come with covers. I have a pile of car covers somewhere.
So right there, you can do like full carbon trim.
Oh, where'd my mouse go? Did my mouse die? Son of a bitch!
Oh.
It's gonna be stuck now with the 4 Chevy logos.
Oh my god.
Dan's panicking.
Because we have a spare mouse. I think the mouse I had was made by GM.
I don't believe that for a second.
But again, like I listen, I really want to get like someone like the CEO of Ford on this podcast someday. So if he listens to this, I'm sorry, but 150 grand less for this car, almost fully loaded. Like fully loaded, it's probably gonna be what 220 maybe.
No, we'll find out here in a second.
You got you got the carbon on there. Okay.
Was red with Napa brown gonna look good? What the hell?
no,
It's
yeah,
my car.
yeah.
I'll do what I want. Oh yeah, I'm getting a personalized interior plaque.
You got to get the all-weather floor mats.
Wait, it just
Is that a thing?
well, no. That
yeah,
just
yeah.
I think
removed-
so.
Here,
Yeah.
right here.
You have to.
Okay.
Oh, man, but I kind of want the premium carpet.
Visible carbon seal plates, absolutely. Oh, and get a luggage set.
Definitely.
Yes, sir.
It's only 1,700.
Yeah. Wait a second. This is the same area. How are they gonna get both those in there? Well, you need this for the removable stuff.
Oh, 3 years Sirius XM.
Yeah. Okay. Can't even believe it's
Does
still a
anybody
thing.
ever
lift,
listen to Sirius
definitely.
XM anymore? Or not
Whoa.
really.
My dad does.
Is it
so
like when it's free though, right?
no, it's
No,
actually
you
buys it?
still have to pay
so
for that.
R20. So we ordered a couple 24 work trucks last year, and they did not come with Sirius XM.
You're gonna get front lifts with memory.
So he
Yeah,
paid,
so it knows that I need to go up here.
he had paid extra to add a Sirius XM radio into the truck just so he can
No.
listen to his stations.
You can just put it on your phone.
I know. I tried that logic with them, and
That's
No.
terrible. I finally this year talked my mom out of XM radio. I was like, Mom, look, this is what Spotify is.
these brand
Now
new
she
work
loves
trucks,
it.
we
Ooh,
literally
here's
have a
your
cord
safety kit.
taped down the fucking like.
I'm definitely gonna need
The
that. We're
window.
adding that.
I bet.
The safety kit or the first aid kit for $50.
Are they Corvette branded Band-Aids?
Oh, that'd be awesome,
All
actually.
right, it was my summary.
$50 worth it.
Yeah.
So we have a grand total for your spec Corvette in purple with C dealer
Oh,
for
16
pricing.
Oh
only
my
$1,600
god, every
bucks.
time.
Oh, come on.
It's because they got to add that markup first.
Yeah, fucking dealers.
It's like we got a Raptor R
Okay,
right
but
now.
nonetheless, like you probably added what? So it starts at 174. You probably added what? 40 grand worth of shit.
Yeah, I bet. It was that the
Band-Aids really
Band-Aids at
did
the
it.
end
Yeah.
there.
So you're talking 220 versus, like a mid-spec GTD is about 360, 370.
Before dealer markup.
I don't know if are they or no. If you order it,
Like I said, I already know what the price of the one GTD that's coming through my dealer is, and
It's
it is
getting marked
nowhere
up.
near that. Well, it is nowhere near what you said.
It's well over 4.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
It's into the 5
Because the
or
carbon
6s.
package is almost 4 on its own. It was like 385 for the carbon package. That's not the special edition one, which is probably what they got because that's the one they're doing right now.
yeah.
So that one was close to $500,000 for sure.
okay. So let's assume the markups are the same on both. Then you're still looking at 100.
Is your dealer marking it up?
I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, we have a Raptor R that we are marking up right now. But I don't. I just know what the price of this car is, and I don't know anything else. I barely even know who's getting it.
How are there so many people out there buying Raptor R's for like 150 plus right now? Like that seems insane to me to go spend.
Because they're 1,000 times better than a TRX.
Oh, the sound, dude! Oh my god! I
Yeah.
walked over there and just started it and just sat there and just listened to the exhaust.
TRX
Just
sound
incredible.
wins every day.
Yeah,
Nope.
the TRX
No.
is pretty sweet.
No,
the
that
Raptor
5.2 is so
Have
much
you
better.
ever heard a
Yeah.
TRX in person?
Yeah.
Yes.
Really?
A bunch of them. There's like
When
a
Arrow got
1,000 of them
his-
all over the street.
When Arrow got his, he brought it to Cars and Craft one night, and I was sitting in there just revving the shit out of it, and it does nothing for me like a 5.2.
Yeah.
I don't know. I see. I think the Hellcat blower sounds better than.
That,
Okay, blower sound, yes,
Okay,
for
yeah,
sure.
if we're going by blower sound.
But if we're talking exhaust sound, there's
Exhaust.
no way the 5.2 will win it every day.
you might be right.
when like so it's like it would be the same as when my GT500 fires up. It's like race car noises. It's not
Mm-hmm.
like big beefy truck noises. It has that like it's
Yeah.
totally different.
I think we're right there. I think the supercharger noise on the Hellcat wins all day long.
Yep.
Like they're as undefeated
Yep.
for modern cars.
unless you're talking Terminators, but they aren't made anymore.
That's why I said
still
modern
like
cars.
borderline a Hellcat. I think some of the Hellcats sound better than the Terminators do, because the Terminators are kind of like
Ooh.
they sound cool. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that they don't sound good, but comparing it to like a Hellcat blower line, it's just different. And I think the Hellcat blower line just
Well,
sounds
can we
better.
acknowledge that there's a decade in between them?
Yeah, really the difference.
Shit,
in-
that is really all it is in between them. A decade.
Yeah.
I don't know. I did not realize. I thought it was way more for some reason.
Oh, when the first Hellcat come out? That'd be
2015.
2015. So yeah, a little more than a decade. 12 years.
yeah.
11. 12.
12.
Well, you could get one in.
Technically, the Lightnings though were in '99, and that was the same motor basically.
Yeah.
It was a 5.4.
That was a
Okay.
cool sounding
Yeah.
engine too.
Yeah. Did the guy you were cutting deals with at Marketplace get back to you finally?
No, I have no current marketplace deals. At least nothing great that I'm working at the moment. I don't know. I am kind of partial. Like, don't get me wrong. If it was the same price for a Raptor R as it was the TRX, I would get a Raptor R because I think they look cooler and I think the interior is sweet on those. But given that the cheapest Raptor R's in the country are like upper 90s for like 40, 50, 60,000 miles compared to like a TRX you can get for like upper 50s at the moment.
Can you
Like-
bring a TRX to 1,000 horsepower
Easy. So easy.
without having
Unless
to
you're
touch
Hennessy.
the inside?
What's that?
Without having to touch the internals or anything?
Oh yeah, dude.
Okay.
It's like literally like the easiest way to do it is a porta blower and then fuel system pulley. That's it. Delete the cats, and that's literally all that you have to do. And you make
Except we
$1,000
would
for
never
it.
delete the cats because that's highly illegal. And against.
Well,
Yeah, we don't
off-road use,
endorse
We
deleting
always
cats
keep
on this
cats.
podcast.
Yeah.
it's off-road use only. So
We learned a
I-
lot about that, by the way.
Yeah, they don't fly no more. I did see a really cool thing. There's this guy who has this dealership that I keep catching his videos. But whenever he gets like
is
a
it
Hellcat
George?
in,
Yeah.
yeah, I think it's George. They do
Got
cats or dogs.
dogs?
Yeah, I think that's funny. He had to really explain to this kid. He was like, "Well, if it has cats, it has cats." He goes, "But if it's a dog, there's no cats." And the kid was like, "Huh?" He's like,
Let me
Oh,
guess,
no.
the kid had a BMW.
I don't know what it might have been a BMW. He's like, "Is it cats or dogs?" And he's like, "I don't get it." I was like, "Well, dogs are not cats." And he was like, it was super funny.
I like
Imagine
that
not being
line.
a car person and just hearing that. You're just like, what the fuck?
That's a good line.
Yeah.
I watched. I don't know if any of you saw the video I threw up today from 337 Speed talking about a bunch of like totaled Beamers. Like basically these guys like in New York, they just go and they cut up traffic like
Oh,
for
yep.
sport.
Oh yeah.
Have you seen any of that?
I haven't seen it, but I
Those
saw
videos are great.
Somebody posted a video or something that says something about when broccoli heads get a BMW. It was
Oh
like
my
a
God, I did see that.
Did you
video.
see that one? And all of a
Yes.
sudden they're like going along, and next thing you know, it's like, and then into the
Yeah.
trees.
Yep.
Yeah, that's obnoxious.
You know which video just came to mind? So he showed this one in that video as well. Like differing like okay, so one of the cool stats in the video, first of all, was that like 95% of the people that do this shit in New York get away. Like if
Yeah.
they enter a chase, they get away. Like we're talking like if they crash or whatever, they go unpunished. Like 95% of the time, right?
Wow.
And then he contrasted that with Georgia.
Oh my
They
God.
go full blown chase. And one of the videos I saw, you guys probably saw this a few months ago. The one where they're chasing a Jeep and the Jeep goes straight off and it fucking goes in the air and it just hits a tree or whatever.
So to this, did you guys see the post in MN Crime like this morning where it's a Toyota Sienna, the minivan, right?
No.
Running from the cops in North or around North, and they were going down 94 right before the tunnel and then turned around and drove backwards on 94 and the cop stopped chasing them because the cop can't chase them the wrong way down the highway.
Oh.
And they got away.
Damn.
Well, should cops chase?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like
100%.
how aggressively though?
All in. Fuck it. If they want to run, then they have to pay the. Now, obviously, there are the innocent bystanders that there will be like the casualty of somebody that was completely innocent getting hit and whatever.
Do you do a Bad Boys style, like or like 21 Jump Street, like fucking $1 million again, like in repairs? Or what's the other movie I'm thinking about? All these cop movies.
Yeah, where they're like blowing up everything else.
But it's
They're like they're wrecking tens of thousands of dollars worth of shit to get
it's
a $1,500
ridiculous though
BMW.
Right.
to not be strict on it though, because if you show like this fucking minivan turns around the highway, now one of us is gonna be cruising home from something like this, and some fucking idiots saw that video and it's gonna be like, all right, well, all I have to do is fucking drive the wrong way down 94,
Set
and
a
then
precedent, yeah.
Yep.
I think though that this whole no chase law is to like it keeps them from doing dangerous shit like that. Is I think their thought process behind it. They're like, okay, they're not going to. If we don't chase, they're not gonna run. We're not gonna do all this bullshit. Like I think that's where it comes from.
But the problem is some people aren't good at running. Even after
Correct.
they let up, they're just gonna keep going too.
Yep.
So do we use Georgia as a study, right? Like, all right, Georgia took this many people, which by the way, they have the highest fatalities of the runners, obviously.
Yeah.
Which, like, at the end of the
as
day,
they should.
well, as
Yeah.
it should, right? Like, no disrespect, like even like for guys that street race, right? They take the risk, right?
Yep.
And if they do run, which we've all kind of been on the back end of that.
Have we?
Yeah.
Do you want me to tell my story from last night?
Oh, we can come. Yeah, let's come back to that in a second. But
Oh no.
but no. Okay, so yeah, they have a higher casualty, right? But it's usually the people that are running too. And is it often that you're gonna kill innocent bystanders? Like, unless you go through a city in an intersection or you go into oncoming traffic, like that person you mentioned. Most of the time, they're going the opposite way, lose control, and whack. Dude, on our way back. Sorry, Dan. We were passing through OKC area, and there's a Mustang in a ditch. It was like an EcoBoost. There's just a bunch of cops in a tow truck trying to pull it out or whatever.
It went off the road into a ditch, and then there was like a drainage ditch through there. He went down in the drainage ditch. That's why there was so many cops and a tow truck. They're pulling it out of there.
Yeah. I don't think it was snow related either.
No.
But no, like I don't know. Do you think people should take the Georgia approach and just fucking send them in a tree?
100%,
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah.
If they're running, I think pit maneuver is #1 move immediately as soon as you can.
Yep.
Well, that's
Oh,
the
yeah.
other thing.
The
we talked about.
sooner you get it, the more it's going on, the more chances for another problem.
The
Yeah.
sooner you
Yep.
take them out, yeah.
Yeah.
But like one of the things you mentioned in the video, right? Like if you look at the police fleet, it's like most of them cap out at about 130 miles an hour, and then the Charger caps out at about $150. But then he made a comparison of like even a normal 3 Series can do a $150 no problem, and it's half the weight, so they can maneuver around, and it's not a big pig, you know. So well, poor choice of words, but nonetheless, like, do we enable like again? I would like to think most of us are within reason to be like, all right, back the blue to a,
Yeah.
like we're
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
like we're not exactly full blown like rah cops, but I think there's a place for them, right? Do you think we should give them like full blown supercars at this point for pit maneuvers or what?
Well,
I think there's too
no.
many that it would just go straight to their head.
You think so?
Yep.
You're probably not wrong there either.
Yeah. That's a lot of power to hand someone that.
Like
Well, we know
like a
they're doing
Hellcat.
it in Texas. I mean, they're doing the
Yeah,
you
like
know,
in
whatever,
Texas,
yeah.
we talked
Wait,
about
have
this.
you seen that video where it's like this RAV4 running from the cops, and then all of a sudden it's like a Camaro SS just screaming past, and it's a cop car? It was
I
fucking
haven't.
hilarious because it's like what, like the audio literally sounds like somebody's out at the street races because this cop car sounds like it's like a full bolt-on Camaro SS just fucking ripping through traffic chasing this RAV4.
Well, they do that in Texas though. Me and Sean talked about this early on in this podcast.
We know people that have been busted that way.
Yeah, like 100%. Like because in Texas they'll impound people's cars or take them for their own use. So you're talking about CTSVs with nitrous, Hellcats that are tutored up to 1,000 horse, and that's now a cop car. Like they'll to your point, they might have a little fun with it.
And
Well, like in Texas,
go out
I
and
guess
try
that
and
makes
get you to-
sense.
They go out and try and get you to street race with them.
yeah,
See, and that's the other thing. The whole
Yeah.
that's not endangerment. What entrapment?
yep.
That's the other thing that comes
Yeah,
into
that's
play.
tough.
But I'm not
And-
saying give them 1,000 horsepower cars. I'm saying like I don't know. Would you give them like
A Trackhawk.
Trackhawk would be a great cop car. What do they top out at? 170, 180?
I think I had mine stock like 175 or 185.
So Trackhawks should be cop cars.
100%. Well, in Indiana, there are Trackhawk cop cars.
Really?
Yeah, I think there's at least one department has like 4 or 5 of them.
But again, it goes back to maneuverability, which I guess they
Dude, a
mix it up with power.
Trackhawk you can throw those around. Like
Yeah.
they handle like
So
crazy.
slam Trackhawk on coilovers.
A Trackhawk cop car would like be the ultimate pursuit vehicle.
Dude, do you imagine getting
Yeah, until
pit
someone goes
maneuvered?
over a curb and you're like, oh, bent a wheel.
True, you can go off road too though with them a little bit. You can chase off road.
Well, Ripatoon makes a small brake kit for it, so you could throw 17s on it with like some all like.
So you're saying a
Yeah,
Ripatoon?
let's go chase somebody on the freeway at 180 with small brakes.
Well, I mean, it's not like they're bad brakes; they're just not the
Small
ma-
brakes are for drag racing where you have plenty of cool down time.
Okay, but do you
Yeah.
know how much you slow down when you pit maneuver someone?
Yeah.
You lose at least 30 miles an hour.
I don't know.
So we're in full support of go for a crazy chase.
Yeah, all these stolen cars, instead of them going to the auction, they just end
I
up
just
at
want you to know, this is my public service announcement to everybody right now. You go ahead and run. That's perfectly fine. But just so you know, what you were gonna get stopped for just compounded by 100 times the second
Yep.
you make that decision. You now have gone from what could have been maybe even just a stern talking to or whatever to now full on felony prison.
This is so ironic coming from a guy who has the value of an OJ Bronco skyrocketing in his garage. Nobody would give a shit about that Bronco if it wasn't for OJ.
Yeah, if
There's
you
really,
run,
like-
do it in a rare Ford so mine go up in price.
Make sure you film it.
Yes.
there really is like again no scenario where it makes sense to run. Like
Hold on now.
Never.
I actually the only time where like it might like a logical person where it would cross their head to run would be like if you're in Texas or you're out street racing and you have like a legitimate fast well-built car that like you get popped at 160 170 they light
Especially
you
if
up.
they're not moving.
Yep, and you go past them, they're in the median, they hit their lights and you pass them at 170.
You just keep it to the floor.
That is a different scenario because
Which is-
technically you haven't ran away yet. So
Yep.
that's different.
Yeah.
Just 5
The
exits.
second those cherries are on and you decide to put it to the floor, Now you've changed.
Okay,
your
but
whole
we
life.
know somebody who made an entire brand that your daughter wears.
Yes.
Quiet rate.
And that worked out really
It's
well
just
for
quiet,
him.
yeah.
How
It did.
often does that happen?
Sometimes OnStar stops you.
Yeah.
Oh,
Is that what
no.
happened?
Well, you remember the other Corvette, right? That he got busted by OnStar?
Maybe.
Like they shut off his car for a speed chase. Did you not see this? Dan, pull it up. OnStar Corvette run.
That's not something that Ford will ever have.
Nope.
Blue
but
Cruise
with
you
these-
straight to prison.
Well, with all these connected cars, though, now in Blue Cruise and all these things, they can
Yeah.
definitely take your car, slow it down to
Totally.
a slow roll, and
Yeah, you didn't see this story however long ago? Like it was like
Was it a maroon Corvette or no?
I think it was a black one as well.
Maybe.
I'm not
I
talking
don't know.
about quiet though. But nonetheless, like it is different in a street racing sense because first of all, those guys know what they signed up. Typically, they're in quieter areas. It's not like you're cutting up traffic or something.
the only time I think it seems like if you already have like a warrant out for your arrest and you know the police are gonna come get you and you're going to jail anyway and you want to take your chances, yeah, what the hell?
Like I've had friends who have got, and I know somebody's not calling me out on this shit, but I have had friends who have gotten pulled over for doing 110, 120, and they get off with fucking warnings sometimes.
I'm pretty sure the last time I was on my first time on the podcast, I had told the
Is
story.
nothing working anymore?
You said you were gonna break it, so I want to see it happen now.
So back when I had my GT500, I was out street racing and left the group, started driving up towards Cambridge, and I turned around to go back home and made a hit and let off at like 145 or whatever and was just kind of coasting slowly down, and then all of a sudden I see a cop in the median and I'm like, oh fuck. And we had just driven through here, like the whole group had just driven through there like less than 5 minutes ago, and he said he clocked me at 135. And then when he came up to the car, he said, okay, I'm not gonna give you a ticket, but how fast are you going? I said, well, my speedometer pegs out at 155, so I don't actually know how fast I was going.
Damn.
And he's like, well, it's a really nice car. I'd hate to see you wreck it. There's a ton of deer out here, and then let me go.
Shout out to the guys that approach it that way too. Oh, you actually pulled up a video. Nice. Oh, it was the purple one. Yeah, literally.
That's tough.
Satellite security system credited with stopping Van
Ooh,
Nuys.
base model. What a bitch.
So he wasn't getting away anyway.
No.
It was stolen too.
Makes sense. All right, how do I finagle out of here?
So anyway, on an undisclosed highway last night, in an undisclosed area, I may have been driving a black Lincoln Navigator with no license plates on it because I had just bought it. And I may have been in the right lane because it was wide open. I may have been going an undisclosed speed well over certain limits, and I saw a cop fly onto this said highway, and I was like, oh my God, I'm so screwed. I just slowed down immediately, and he comes in the left lane, and he's kind of going ahead of me there, and he drops down, he gets into the middle lane, and he flips his cherries onto the car that was kitty corner. So it would have been me,
Bruh.
this car, then him. So in the direct line of my car, wherever he would have shot radar, would have been this other car, which I do not think was speeding. So I think what happened is I got tagged, this car got identified, and I kept going.
It's like,
and they
surely
got
it
pulled
wasn't
over.
this big SUV.
Correct. And which I probably was hard to see. Like, I mean, I had lights on and stuff, but like I was completely blacked out truck with
Dang.
no plates on it, so no reflective anything.
Yeah.
And I don't know who this person is, but they may have gotten a ticket, or hopefully they were like, hey, it wasn't me.
Dang.
But they probably were like, were you going 95 miles an hour? So anyway.
I wonder if they ended up getting a ticket or not.
I don't
Some
know.
old grandma just like, I swear I wasn't doing it.
It was a little SUV. I'm like, I don't even know if it could go as fast as I was going.
I don't think I found the limiter of my new truck yet.
No, it should be that.
I think it's what 104 or 5. I don't think
mine.
it'll go much over that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The only cars I've been on the limiter on are my Gladiator, which it has a limiter of 110. I did 111 downhill. And then my brother's GTI, which is capped at 125, which I know my new one isn't capped at 125.
The new Z is capped at 155. I hit 156.
The 400Z?
Yep.
Is it new
That was
anymore?
fun.
How long has it been? 3 years?
Well, it is the new Z.
Yeah.
True.
Which they're all, by the way, Z's have a huge discount on them. Like we're talking like $15K below MSRP.
Still
Nobody
can't put a good
fucking wants
engine in
them.
it. It's a great car, terrible engine.
Breaking
Isn't it a
news.
terrible engine though
Yep.
for like stock? Really?
Yeah. I had one. I drove one through Colorado for 4 days.
Yeah.
It's a great
break
car, terrible engine. Sounds like shit, doesn't have enough power. I drove the Supra when I was in Vegas. Way better car. Although the Supra's like infotainment system and radio and that everything about the Supra technologically is bad. The Z is really, really, really good. Like digital dash, the whole like infotainment system is really, really good. If you could mix the two cars but keep the engine of the Supra,
I will say one thing I don't like about the Supras I've driven, they feel a little too twitchy in the rear for my liking.
they are very twitchy, but that's really fun.
It can be fun for the right purpose, 100%.
Yeah.
But
Mine had bald tires in the rear, and I just slid that thing everywhere. That
Yeah.
was so fun.
Is Nissan still having issues? Was there something going on with
They
Nissan?
just called off their merger with Honda. They are so fucked.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
no.
Oh boy. So that means no more Nissan. Period.
No, we'll
probably.
find out what happens. But they killed themselves on that CVT.
Once something's big enough, it usually doesn't really. Although, I don't know. I've seen
Well,
plenty of
it's
car
not an
automakers die
American
off.
company, so they're not going to just get bought out or whatever,
Yeah.
bailed out.
Well, hold on, because Japan did also kind of facilitate that whole merger deal too. Like on a government level, they were involved somehow to try to make it happen. So I don't know what the because like you're talking about tens of thousands of Japanese jobs, right? So they're gonna try to do something.
Yeah.
But they also shit canned a lot of people recently too. So who knows what happens there? All I know is that make Dodge great again. It's looking better
Dude,
every day.
Hellcat's coming back for sure.
Dude, they just mentioned that they're also talking about like nobody wants $100,000 SUV. Some people want a cheap car.
Yep.
So that's one of the things that the Dodge CEO said. So maybe we do see something like an SRT4 return, which
Yeah.
would make sense in this economy. I think they have the lineup to do it. They just have to make sure that it's actually the Hurricane 4. Hopefully it's reliable.
What are they putting in the Rams now? Are they also putting that Hurricane motor in it, or what are they doing?
Yes. So well, that's for the well, hold on. The
In,
RHO
they still have a V8 in the lineup though.
no. They just
No.
killed off the last V8.
Yeah.
Wait, I thought you can still get Durango Hellcat though.
They just brought that back for the Durango.
Oh.
They haven't announced anything for the Rams yet, as far as I know.
So
But
the
they'll-
biggest, baddest engine you get in a Ram is the Hurricane.
As of right now,
Minus
I
the
think so.
Cummins.
Oh yeah.
Cummins, yeah, good point.
Well, and what is the
I was talking
gas
strictly half
2500?
ton. Huh?
Okay, what does the gas 2500 have in it? Can you get?
I don't even
Oh,
know
yeah,
if they've
I don't know.
announced any of that yet, have they? Because they just the last 5.7 went off the production line like 3 months ago.
So their 2500s and 3500s had the 6.4 in them though.
Do they still have that?
I don't know.
I know they just killed off. the 5.7.
Sometimes when they say they're doing that stuff, the like heavy truck market is totally different.
Yeah.
Like they don't count that as their like normal lineup.
that might be it too.
Same thing with like the V10 when they stopped doing that and like other stuff. It was still going in like the RVs and things like that, like well into.
Up until I guess I don't know what year it came around, but one of our 2017 work trucks still has an LS based motor in it, and they switched to LTs in 2014 for the Tahoes, Suburbans,
Yeah.
and then
Those seem to
half-tons.
like they get even in my Super Duty like like when they go to Sync 2, Sync 3, Sync 4, like they're always the last one to get it because technically they're work truck type stuff.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, so the new 1500s all have the Hurricane, but the RHO is the Hurricane high output. That's what that is. So that's like the big bet.
Now,
big
what
bet
about a
daddy.
brand new 20? Look up a 2500 gas. What's in that?
Let's find out. 2500 Ram. Let's see what our options are. It's freaking loading. It's loading.
So is this quiet that's running now? It has to be.
No, this isn't quiet. No, this is still the one from earlier.
Oh, is it?
Pull up
Well,
the
this one
quiet
says
video.
this one says suspect gets
Well,
away.
now we can only watch what I can get with my mouse. So
I don't think they did a full blown chase on quiet though. If I remember correctly. Actually, yeah, they do have the 6.4 still. So I think it was
Okay.
just yeah, that's right. So the 2500 still had that. Yeah, I think you are right. Like the 2500s play
yeah,
by
this
different
is the
rules.
guy George right here.
Yep.
Yeah, I love these videos.
I just watched one earlier
Yeah.
today.
We're just about to cross 2 hours. Should we wrap this up? Anything else that we want to chat about?
probably.
Are we gonna book the Rivian or what?
Huh?
Are you gonna book the Rivian or what?
Yeah, I think that's looking pretty likely. I also said I'm wait till next week to spend money when everything
We'll
hits.
end on a fast coyote. How about that? Let's put this on in the background.
Lame.
This is Snot Rocket
Oh,
trying to go for 5.
Oh, this is a new video, huh?
that's sick.
Dude, look! Did you see that thing just boogie out of there? My God.
He has. I mean, Brett is so smart.
Dude, that thing takes off like something from SpaceX.
Yeah. Well, talk about a car that just works so well every single time it's
Yeah.
out. Like, I don't care what people say, like, oh, he has these resources or this money or whatever. I've heard some weird arguments from people. Dude, I don't give a fuck who you are. Even if
Yeah.
you have all of the ingredients to make a cake, you still have to learn how to fucking bake it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And he is a goddamn chef.
Yeah. I gotta just watch
That's
that
a guy I'd
again.
love to have on the show.
Yeah. Look at this thing take off. It just
So
straight planted, just cruising.
It makes the other car look really slow,
It does.
and that's
That
a
other
fast
car's
car too.
Parked. Yeah.
That other car's also got to be like an 8-second car, right?
Yeah.
Honestly, fast S197s are cool.
Yeah.
I would love to have another 1314 GT500.
Those are cheap, man. Go buy
How
one
about
right now.
13
not
got to
cheap.
have a green with a Pro Charger on
No,
it. We're
thank
thinking
you.
about selling Mal's car.
Not for me.
It's got a glass roof, I heard.
It does.
I'd only get like it would if I ever got a Mustang, it would have to be a GT500. I would never get
Yeah.
anything less than a GT500.
Oh.
Just doesn't do it for me.
Well, perfect then. On that note, thanks for tuning in unnecessarily. I forgot I did a really good outro one of these times. I can't remember what it was.
I don't know. Tune in, don't tune in.
Tune in or
Yeah.
don't. There's something else in there. I don't know. Well, stay tuned for the Cobb. Well, we're dropping TCP. Well, TCP will be dropped by the time I put the actual edit out on this, but it will be dropping this Wednesday. After that will be Cobb. Is it Advanced or Accelerated Racing Solutions? I always fuck up their name.
Yeah.
It's that A that gets
Sorry,
me.
they were some of the
ARS.
coolest people.
We did, it was like a
met,
2.5
though.
hour episode. I lost about an hour because I was buzzed as fuck.
I don't think we've ever had the red carpet rolled out for us as much as they did. Like they
Really?
literally
Like
had
how so?
food, they had a whole buffet of Chinese food for us, sushi, chocolate covered strawberries because it was Valentine's Day. They had
Damn.
they had like a full bar. I mean, beers, freaking mixed drinks. I said that I wanted vodka, and they went to the house to get the Tito's out of the house and some stuff out of the campers to make us some drinks.
Dude,
Wow.
they're awesome. And they're making like 12, 13, 1400 horse Camaros all on
Yeah.
Motec. Like,
Wow.
which like
They're like an nth moto for Camaros.
Yeah, they tune. I think is it Dano Butler? Is that his name? The red ZL1. He does a lot of no prep stuff.
probably that is their scene.
Yeah.
That is their entire.
They
scene.
live, eat,
Yeah.
drag racing.
like Eighth Mile stuff, Grudge stuff.
They chose to not have kids so they could do more racing.
Yeah, we literally asked them about it or whatever. Yeah, they're like, yeah, no, we thought about it. Nah, race is life.
Yeah.
I mean, that's cool though.
And then
That's
obviously
sweet.
Calvo after that, and then we'll see. We have a couple local ones to hit out too before we do Texas 2K.
Yeah.
So I don't know when the next No Tune Necessary is. Is it gonna be like the week? Actually, we could also do it while we're driving. You won't be included on that, but we might get a Starlink for the
Wow.
Rivian.
That'd be
Also,
sweet.
is everybody liking this stuff here? Do we want to do something? You and I talked about tearing down that coyote, doing videos of it. Do we want to do it live?
Oh, live would be hysterical.
Yeah.
Just me. You can't edit me just being like, what the fuck is that?
If anybody wants me to tear down my blown coyote that I haven't looked at in a year because I'm scared to see what the inside of it looks
Oh,
like.
it has to be more than a year now.
Oh yeah, probably.
Because you blew it just before you got the 500.
Yeah, you're right.
right?
It's been like a year and a half or 2 years. I've just been I
Scared.
scoped in through the spark plug hole, saw things I didn't like, and I've never looked in there again.
So what?
Oops.
2 weeks? Pull the heads off that thing.
Sure.
You just set up a little whatever right here.
Yeah.
Okay.
I won't wear all white shoes.
Yeah, those look fancy. What? I mean, I'm telling you, the last few times I've been seeing Caleb, man, he's been dressing up nicer. What's going on?
I don't know. I
He's got
some-
time on his hands right now.
I do.
Yeah, he's got time on his hands. He's sold a couple Corvettes. He does. I don't even see no fucking New Balances on there.
Oh my
Did you
God.
have New Balances?
No, I've always wanted to get like New Balances and like some jean shorts because I would totally wear that out. Like,
Yeah.
I really don't give a single fuck. But it's never happened. I've like looked at them and like the Air Monarchs, which are like the
With the white socks like pulled up too.
Yep. my hold up, now this comes back to me just being so cheap and stingy. The Nike version of the New Balances, the Air Monarchs, I believe the New Balance custom, they're like $85. And I was like, there ain't no way in hell I'm gonna pay almost $100 for some.
I didn't even know they
ugly
make
ass-
shoes for $85 anymore, to be honest with you.
Yeah, they were like ridiculously expensive for the purpose of them. So
Yeah.
I never was that committed to the whole New Balance and Jort. I thought they
will
just came with
say-
the cars, but of all the Corvettes,
The fact that GM and New Balance haven't like teamed up and put a logo on a shoe is beyond me.
they're out there.
Are they?
Oh, yeah.
But is it like somebody made that
Probably.
separately? Okay.
It's like a team
no, like I
special.
think this needs to be an actual partnership, and I think they're really missing out because I think there would be people that would buy them, either people that they know own Corvettes, or Corvette owners would get them and put them on a shelf or something.
Oh yeah, so Adams did a Corvette branded product run for whatever. I think they still
Yeah.
have it, and I bought all of it for my grandpa because he has his whole. I mean, he's got a couple Corvettes,
Yeah.
and it's got like a whole Corvette set up in his garage. So I was like, as soon as that shit came out, I was like, oh yeah, gotta get all this
Absolutely.
stuff. It's like $180 for like 7 bottles of spray or however many. But I was like, yep, gotta get all of that.
That's awesome.
I don't know, man. I see myself with New Balances in the future. If things
Dude, New
keep going
Balance-
the way I think,
New Balance makes some sweet shoes.
Dude, I'm telling you, man. Like,
Yeah.
obviously, like Dan and I got a series idea for this other car that we're gonna probably pull the trigger on this summer. But I could really see myself in a C8 after that. I don't know. There's a lot of steps that have to happen before then. But with the way things have been trending, we'll see. On that note,
Hang on, before we close it out, maybe I'll put this out there. If anyone comes across a deal on an 18 to 20 red cab F-150 4-wheel drive under 25 grand, send it to me. I'll buy it.
what's the mileage
Damn.
restriction?
75, maybe 100.
Okay. I was about to say you're huffing some unicorn dick, but all right, we're good.
I don't know. I'm looking at a Copart one right now. It's a 15 to 17. It's Gen 2 truck.
Would you do a Copart one? If Dan fixed it?
I'm looking at one because I have a perfectly good front clip of a 15 to 17. That's the only reason. But I found one with 50,000 miles on a Coyote truck.
See, I know that the 6-speed is better for going really fast.
Yeah.
But I would rather have the 10-speed because I don't think.
Well, there's 10-speed trucks on Copart too, you know. Light hits, no back blows, thing like that, you know.
Here's the other thing too. I wouldn't be opposed to getting one of these, but the other thing is too
Resale.
that it is so
You know Caleb
hard.
doesn't hold on to anything long enough.
That is true.
Yeah.
It's so hard to
myself,
sell.
not concerned about resale. A guy like you probably are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Corvette guys, man. I think that just about covers it. I don't know. Are we gonna go to a Gave or Big Guys or who's?
If we go with big guys, I'll go.
You'll go to Big Guys.
I'll go big guys.
Would you go to Big Guys?
Probably.
Would you go to Big Guys? You're about to have a busy week, but I don't know. We'll figure it out. But let's start packing up. Thanks for everybody for tuning in. Tune in next time or don't. It is not necessary. Bye.
Good night.
Oh, actually, fuck that. If anybody's still here, be sure to check out our sponsors, High Performance Academy. Use code Minnox for 55% off. You want to learn how to tune and do all a bunch of goodies. Various courses like engine building, wiring, all that. Hayes Performance if you want to get some bent tubes, properly bent tubes. What is it? T-bolt clamps, all that various fun stuff. And then, of course, Tune by Sean, who you can get 5% off for some Haltech goodies and a free T-shirt.
Not to mention, we know all these people personally, and they're just all great dudes.
Well,
We met them all.
well.
Sean's questionable, but
Thanks, guys. See y'all next time.